That's such a fun time. All right, we're live. How's everybody going? How's everybody going? Mouth not work. How's everybody doing today?
How's everybody going?
Oh, if you have your stream on, make sure you have it muted. There's Zub.
I believe I do.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. I think everything's good here. I think we got good camera. We got good audio. Audio sounds good. Chat. Everybody can hear everybody. Hopefully. Double checking that. Oh my God. I got to talk about this when we get in the catch up section. Warlocks are off the chain right now in Destiny 2. I'm having so much fun. After the build videos I did last week, there's something so much better now. Anyway. Okay. Okay.
It's good, but I still don't know if it's the best. I like my build the best.
Dude, you do
I know
not.
what you're talking about.
Oh my God. I actually
The build that I have, but it makes a good point though. No matter what build we do, you should be looking for prismatic. Like the build you talked about, I had a better version of it on prismatic. I know the build you're talking about now with the
prismatic,
the arms is a prismatic build too.
Yes. Oh my God, it's great. All right, let's get into it. All right, let's go. Quiet on the set. 3, 2. What's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 325 of Guardian Downcast. I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a day one Guardian who loves gaming and especially the Destiny franchise. We're the podcast that's all about your stories, your community, and your destiny. For those of you who may have just discovered our podcast, we're a weekly gaming show with an emphasis on the Destiny franchise, but we like to sprinkle in some other topics of discussion as well, including entertainment and things like that. We also have roundtable episodes typically every month for a more diverse conversation. For those of you listening right now on the podcast platforms out there and want to check out our live shows, just go to Todd the Gator on YouTube and Twitch. And now for our Discord community where you can listen in and actually see our faces just by clicking that RSVP button on our event tab that I put up every week. And it automatically lets you know when we go live. We also love to engage with our chat. So especially those of you in our YouTube chat, I can actually show your comments on screen, but I'm always looking at, I have a multi-chat window on. So if anybody has any questions or wants to give us some feedback on anything we're talking about tonight, feel free to do that. We actually encourage it. It actually makes a better show, I think. Anyway, we're typically live Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, a daylight time. I know that's not a good time for our UK members. So that's why we're doing a 2:00 show today, 2 p.m. Eastern. And doing it live on a Saturday, which is definitely different vibe, that's for sure. I have my co-host from the great state of Utah, Mr. Kingsley Mack, with us again. How's it going, Mike?
Hey, glad to be here. And yeah, it's a different crew in the chat. However, we still have Mr. Reliable Zombie Pops, who seems to always be here
every time.
So, welcome, everyone.
There's a lot of games, a lot of new games out this week, so I'm sure a lot of people are gaming and grinding it out. But it was your birthday, sir, last Wednesday, I believe.
Yeah, it was Wednesday. I celebrated a lot, mostly on Thursday and Friday. Today, well, I'm kind of celebrating too. We're doing a raid tonight. I said with the wife, let's keep Saturday open for events because we're doing stuff Thursday, Friday, and then even tomorrow I might do some more stuff. But you know, it's been a fun time. I'll talk a little bit about some of the things I did in the catch-up.
Excellent, man. Well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Some of you didn't know, Mr. Kingsley Mack
turned 39.
He turned 39 again. There we go. This week we have a guest episode for October, and we're streaming on a Saturday afternoon because this member of our community is about 5 hours into the future in the UK. For most of our UK members, our typical show is on Thursdays at 9, which would put our live show at 2 a.m. for them. So we figured, why not have a live show for our European members this week? And what better way than to have a guest on our show from the fabulous United Kingdom. I've met this person in real life when I made the trip across the pond this last summer, and I must say, he is as charming at the GDC meetup as he is in our Discord chats. He has never been on the show before, and today we're going to hear more about him and his Destiny journey at a towering 6'8" tall. Please welcome our guest, Zuby. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Did I get that right? I know.
Yeah, we can roll with that.
Okay, I know it's centimeters over there. I'm sorry, I don't. 6'8".
Yeah.
You felt like 6'8".
It's not centimeters. We pick and choose what.
No, I love it. I love that part.
It's millimeters.
I'm telling you, the guy towered over me. I'm like, oh, hi, Zuby. This is crazy, man. And
yeah, I'm not quite as big as Doc and Rolfie.
Oh, Ralphie's tall too. Doc tall. I mean, all you guys were towering over me. I'm like, my God, man. I remember
the first time I was I remember the first time I was going to go and meet them, and I was saying to my girlfriend, like, I think I'll just be maybe the tallest person there. I'm looking forward to like seeing everyone. And then I got there, and the first person I saw was Doc, and he was just like,
Doc
babied me.
Doc's the man.
And then I was like, okay. And then Rolfie came along, and then I was I was dwarfed. So that's
awesome, man. I just fabulous people. I mean, such great memories there. I mean, I celebrated my birthday over there.
Best.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was a pretty nice time. I still have all those videos. It was really neat. Well, like I said, we're gonna learn more about Mr. Zoob today. I actually know his first name too. I'll keep it between us. But I finally got his first name. I know he guessed for the longest time when he first joined our Discord long ago. But today we'll of course have our catch up for our past week here. Then we're going to discover more about our friend Zuby here. Then we'll put him through the paces of our long time fast firing question and answer segment we call, the speed run. Next, we're going to go over any new information from this week in Destiny. As always, I'll try to keep it light. Kingsley will try to keep me on the rails, and I'll try to cover the highlights, or at least try to. So then it's time for our topic of the week. This is a topic that hits home for a lot of us that have played the Destiny game for years now and have maybe found it more difficult to engage with it today. So we'll see where that takes us later on in the show. And if, of course, there's any questions from our community, we'll be sure to answer those later in the show. So if you have a question in the chat today, you can do it two ways. Head over to our podcast channels, our podcast questions channel, and enter it. We'll be looking at that later on tonight, or today, I should say. And of course, you can ask us in the chat live, and we'll do our best to answer it, especially if it's on point on our topic, what we're talking about. So, like I said, we have our question of the week, which ties in nicely with our topic of the week, and I'll try to zero back around when we talk about that as well. So we got a lot to talk about today. So if everyone's ready, let's roll. Well, before we get into the interview tonight, just want to catch up. Zoob, I want to catch up with you first, man. Since I saw you back in June, what have you been up to, man? What have you been doing with your life? What's going on over there in the UK?
Not too much. The weather's changing now, so we're now facing the cold front, slowly moving in. But yeah, I've just been working really. I had my ups and downs like anyone, but overall, doing pretty well. Thank you. How have you been?
Oh, I've been doing great, man. I did not want to come home. The weather was fantastic there. The whole week I was there. So I've been to London before, and it's like, it's just off and on rain usually through the day. It's like sunshine and then rain. It's very much Florida-like. And the whole time I was there, I think it was in the 70s, super dry, not a cloud in the sky, never rained, never even got a drizzle, I don't think, when I was there. And it was just best time, man. Maybe I brought the Florida sunshine with me. I don't know, but I just had the greatest time there. Maybe. So yeah, ever since then, I've been had a little bit of withdrawal because you guys are just so friendly over there, and I love that country. There's so much to see over there, and I just saw just a little bit of it. But we actually went to the Midlands this time instead of the London Heathrow area. But I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Anything going on in your life new since we talked last?
So actually last week my older brother, he got married, and I was the best man with my younger brother.
That was
that was that was a picture I put into the nice. But yeah, that was really cool. Okay. It was quite nerve-wracking. I think it kind of set me up for today, really, because I had to obviously do a speech in front of a lot of people, and that was
okay.
Something that I'm not normally quite good with. So it's like something that I've kind of decided to step myself up and like do something a bit braver.
I got you.
But yeah. I've actually been watching the. I mean, not really that it links to my brother's wedding, but I've been watching the Ed Gein's season on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have seen anything to do with that.
No, I haven't.
The Monsters, the new season, to do with like the guy who was quote unquote the original serial killer.
Oh, wow.
Quite an interesting.
Okay.
Quite an interesting thing to watch, but it's quite dramatized, so it wasn't too.
Yeah.
To the books.
Yeah,
it sometimes makes it better. Yeah.
Your shows are a little bit ahead of us. By the time BBC America posts a lot of their stuff,
it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Well, there again, unless you have a what's it called, Kingsley, where you can go in other countries with. I mean, there's country codes.
Is Netflix the same worldwide?
Yeah, I don't think it's the same as UK. I don't think it's the same.
It's not?
I don't think so.
different shows and different Netflix regions?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I did not know
In
that.
fact, I just found out that the UK version of The Traitors is already out with the second season. I'm like, man, what the hell? Or is it third season? I went back and watched all of them. Actually, I thought the English version was much better than the American version, because the American version, you know what the difference is on Traitors or reality TV shows? I don't know what it is with Americans, but we have to get a recap every time they come back from a commercial break. They got to like rewind like 60 seconds of what we just watched. In the UK, it's like snap, and then you're back. It's none of this. Oh yeah, by the way, this is what happened while you left. Man, I hope my attention span is not that short, but that's the one thing I love about UK TV is it just goes right to commercial, and then bam, you're right back. It's none of this recap every time. I mean, they waste so much time on just recaps on these reality shows. But anyway,
they can go to commercial sooner. That's how it works.
Oh my God, yeah. So, but anything else? Anything else been going on in your life? Do you want to mention? We'll get, of course, into the interview, but just since we saw you last.
No, not really.
Okay, all right. Well, Kingsley, I know you got a lot to talk about, man. But first, start out by telling me, did you see Tron Ares?
Oh, you're picking the order, huh? No, I'm just kidding. I'd love to tell you about Tron.
I'm chomping at the bit because I saw another movie last night instead of Tron, and I'm just curious if you liked it.
Of course I saw it. I don't know why you wouldn't have put this on the priority list yourself, but I saw it. You know, when movies say they come out Friday, that really means Thursday, if you know how to run the system. And I saw it Thursday, 5:00 my time. They even had earlier showings, but I couldn't go earlier than that. I've been waiting 15 years for this because if you look, that was the last movie, Tron Legacy, 2010. We've gone through periods of false reboots. Remember, they were going to have one called Tron Ascension. That project got canceled. They totally canceled the Tron thing for a while. And then finally, a few years ago, they're like, we're bringing Tron back. I'm like, yes, don't cancel it this time. I mean, I've been watching Tron since I was a kid in the 80s. My dad introduced the original Tron movie to me, which won best sound design if you go back and watch and yes, it's kind of cheesy tech in a way, but it won best sound effect design because even for the 80s, the sound effects that they did in it were amazing. They somehow like went above and beyond technology that was available in the 80s to make the sound effects in that movie. And then of course the 2010 version, oh my gosh, Daft Punk and everything in that movie was just perfect. So I really like this movie. Anyone who loves Tron will love this movie. Good. Where I gave the last one a 9, I would give this one an 8.5, just slightly lower, but it's an excellent movie. Okay. I recommend everyone see it. I would have just loved a little more, and this isn't going to spoil anything, a little more battle scenes within the computer animation side, but this movie is different. It's more the real world side. So it has a different tone because of that. And other than that, I'm not going to spoil anything, but do watch, there's a mid-credit scene. So stay for the credits. You don't have to stay for all of them. There's not an end credit scene. And it sets up that looks like we're going to have even more Tron movies to come. So I'm super excited.
You know, it's funny. I was just, go ahead, Zub. What were you going to say?
Is that with Jared Leto?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Jared Leto.
Did he do well in the film?
He's fine. Yeah. Actually, I think other people outshine him, but he's really good in the movie.
He had quite a few films where he was, not given the best review.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. I don't think it's bad, but I prefer other characters in the movie anyways, actually. And I think the cast in general, everyone did a pretty good job. I can't think of any actor or actress that was like, why did they have them in there? They have a wide range of people. I mean, Hassan, they have Gillian Anderson, they have just all sorts of people in this movie. So really, really good job with the casting. But yeah, Jared Leto, whatever. Like he was fine enough. But no one was bad in the movie. And again, solid 8.5, 8.75. I just have to rank it a little bit lower than the last one, but excellent. Anyone who likes Tron will like this movie.
I was listening to an interview from Jared Leto about this movie, and he said 9 years ago they asked him to be on, I guess, another version that got canceled. Like you mentioned, he wasn't really interested in that. But I said, if there's this one character named Ares that I really love in the stories. I says, if you want to make a movie like that, give me a call back. Well, this movie, I guess, has been 9 years in the making, and Jared Leto actually is in the production end of this as well. So Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and also guess who's a producer, which makes sense. I mean, producer can be such a vague term these days.
Sure.
There's hundreds of producers, and then of course there's an executive producer. But Trent Reznor is actually producer too, not just because of the music, but because of as we know. And I was really worried, not really worried, but like, okay, we don't have Daft Punk this time. Like, oh, Nine Inch Nails is going to be able to do the same type of music, but they pretty much nailed it. They did. Excellent job of keeping the same tone of that very Tron electronica style that comes from the last movie. And Trent Reznor, Nine Inch Nails did an excellent job.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the soundtrack because I heard it's really good throughout. Yeah. What else you been up to, man?
Yeah. So saw that, and then just a quicker thing, and then I'll tell two other things that I've acquired lately from consumerism. But been enjoying Ghost of Yotei. Excellent game. I might even say it's a titch better than Ghost of Tsushima.
Wow.
Just because of some quality of life things. So if anyone likes Ghost of Tsushima, definitely check out Ghost of Yotei. It's out now, and it's an amazing game. And I've just been really enjoying a lot in that right now. I mean, I go back and forth between games, but Ghost of Yotei is kind of like my main right now. I'm spending the most time in.
Very nice.
A couple of things that I got. My wife actually got gifted a really high-end keyboard from a friend, and she's like, I'm not going to use this. And first, when she gave it to me, I'm like, oh, geez, it's one of these super colorful RGB keyboards. Like, I don't want this shit on my desk because I like more of a clean, minimalistic approach.
Right.
But I finally plugged it in because I also changed up my monitor, and I'll tell more about that in a second. And this is a super high-end Razer Black Widow Pro. I looked it up. This is like a $200 keyboard. Like, I would have never bought this.
Nice.
This thing is freaking amazing. I can see why good keyboards make a difference, people. I'm glad I didn't have to buy it.
Yeah.
But the clickety clack of the actual keys, the feel is amazing. All the features on this is amazing. It's nice to have a volume control again on a keyboard. I mean, on my computer wasn't a big deal going over here and doing some things, but everything about this keyboard is amazing. So whatever, glad I have it.
Yeah, the good ones feel so good. They feel so soft.
Yeah, but the main thing is I got a new monitor. I've been waiting a while to get a 4K monitor because I didn't really need it. Because again, for people that aren't aware, if you don't have 4K yet, a lot of PC gamers have switched to 1440 because a couple of reasons, well, three reasons in the past. Video cards are very hard to push 4K for most games, unless you have the super highest end video card that's like, it's like 1500 just for the video card alone, like the 4090s and the 5090s and stuff like that. The second reason is the monitors have been expensive. And the third reason is 1440 is very close to 4K. There's a huge jump from 1080 to 1440, but there's a very small jump from 1440 to 4K. Now, of course, for TVs, if all you had was a 1080 and then you went to 4K, you also notice that jump. They never made 1440 TVs. They only made computer monitors.
Right.
So I hadn't been in a rush, and I have a very unique situation where I wanted a monitor that would be good for gaming, but also good for just desktop use. My main driver is a MacBook Air that I use. And so when you kind of combine those two, they have some competing goals. You know, gaming monitors, it's more about the refresh rate and the graphics and things like that, the input lag. But then for desktop, it's more about the resolution and the connection. So with the Macs, it's really good to have the USB-C connections and stuff. Well, I finally found this new monitor that came out. This monitor is a June 2025 release by Dell. And I was waiting for it to go down in price. And it has a USB-C connection for my Mac. And then it has two HDMI, so I can plug in my PC and plug in my PlayStation. And it has virtual KVM switching too, so I can use one keyboard and mouse between all things.
Oh, nice.
And of course, controllers still work too. You know, and it's 4K 120 hertz. As you know, Todd, and a lot of people know, if you bought a 120 hertz 4K monitor a couple years ago, you're paying like 800 to 1,000, something kind of right around that price. But this is $280.
Wow.
For a 4K 120 hertz monitor. I was waiting because I didn't want to go to 4K until I could get 120 hertz because I'm not going to live with 60 hertz anymore. Once you get used to 120 hertz, you don't go back.
Yeah.
So all the things just magically, and it was during the Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah.
Outside of Prime Day, it was closer to like 380, so it was basically 100 off. So
Yeah.
I able to buy a monitor that I like. Anyone who cares, it's the Dell S27 25 QC. 27 means 27 inch, 25 means the year 25, and then the QC. So I think
Nice.
it's a pretty cool monitor. Not the best out there in one particular thing, but it kind of merges all my needs together into a great monitor.
Very good, man. Very good.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr.
Sorry, my
Hades.
catch up was a little bit longer this week.
No, I love it, man. No, I love it because I mean, it's always so short. By the time I get into my dissertation, people are like, "Geez, you don't let Kingsley talk this week?" I'm a little bit hungover. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little hungover. I went to Jaleo last night. It's the Jose Andres restaurant in Disney Springs. It's a tapas restaurant. I mean, it's like a bunch of small plates of all kinds of Spanish delicacy snacks and stuff. I may have overeaten a little bit. I was up last night. I was like, "Woo, that chorizo was a little spicy." But yeah, I had a really nice quality pitcher of sangria, and it was so easy to just drink that stuff up. And then I went to the movie theater afterwards, and I was buzzing. I'm glad I was able to walk around a little bit before I got in the theater. But I'm looking forward to Battlefield 6. I know that just released this weekend. I know some of our members are jumping into that right now, in fact, and I haven't bought it yet. I'm really been burned by DICE in the past. I really want to make sure the community at whole is liking it, not having any hiccups or too many bugs. I know it's going to have some bugs, but
you buy other games you don't play, you might as well just buy it.
I know I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. I just I got so burned. I mean, I made a whole podcast about Battlefield on 2042. That's how badly I got burned on this last game. So no, I'm going to wait and see what Skill Up thinks about it and all that. And he did already talk about it. I just haven't seen the video yet. I did play the new exotic mission, Heliostat. I actually live streamed on Wednesday night. I was doing it solo on all three of my clan accounts. What did you think of it, Mike? Have you've run it, of course. What do you think of it?
Well, if we're going to talk about it now, I'm fine talking about it now.
Well, I mean, while we're
yeah, no, this is a good time to talk about it. Well, of course, and my opinion isn't the only one this way. It's kind of sad. It's kind of short and
it was short,
underwhelming. I would say one of the bottom 3 exotic missions of all time.
I mean, it was fun. It was fun traversing the areas and stuff. But yeah, I was kind of surprised when it was over. I was like, wow, okay, that's it. Okay, you get the axe.
It really kind of shows that they just don't have a lot of development time for new content these days.
Yeah.
Does that reflect on the current situation?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Did you get a plan to play it, Zuby?
I haven't, no.
No, okay. Okay.
To be honest, it's been a while since
I mean, it's not
Destiny.
It's not buggy as far as I can tell, and the atmosphere is pleasant enough, but they also reused some sound from other things. The boss is a reused asset from a Curse of Osiris strike. It only has 2 main encounters where most exotic missions have 3. So you can kind of see this is the best they could do right now. So we just take it for what it is.
Yeah.
But it is a little sad. It used to be like, okay, even though we don't have a lot of content, exotic missions coming out, yes, something really, really cool. Well, this is just okay. Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, I had to do it for 3 clan accounts, so I was kind of glad it was short. I could run through them really quick. I did it one night. It wasn't that hard. Now, the intrinsic stuff, I haven't jumped into any of that yet. I know there's some other puzzle stuff, and I heard there's a hidden mission somewhere in there too. So I still got that to look into. But I participated in the Arms Week that was out this week about the shotguns, the shotgun mods. I'm engaging with it, but only when the missions suit what I'm playing for my weekly seasonal reward track. That's kind of my repeatable activity whenever I jump on. I get all the seasonal stuff done, the Bright Dust, the XP to my reward pass and all that. We did finally complete all 3 counters of the Desert Perpetual last weekend, and tonight I think we're going to try to go for a completion. I think, right, Kingsley? We're going to try to.
No one's made up. We have some different ideas what we want to do, but
everybody's kind of on the fence whether to do a boss CP and just get the boss done and zero back around or what. But we'll figure that out tonight.
I wouldn't say what we're doing for sure because it could change. Yeah.
Well, my wife and I did see 2 new movies this week using my AMC Stubs A-list membership, and no, I do not get paid for that. For those who keep asking me, the first one we saw on Tuesday night was the latest movie from Dwayne Johnson, The Smashing Machine. It was It was a story of Mark Kerr. He was one of the faces of the MMA in the early years, like 1997 to 2000, a long time ago. And it kind of talks about his struggles he went through as a low-paid fighter for what was called Pride Fighting Championships back then. It was mostly popular in Japan. We all know this, popularity spread to the United States, and fighters now make millions per fight. Very life-changing money that Mark Kerr really never saw. What I really enjoyed about this movie, though, and was surprising to me, was this mountain of a man that you would think just explode in rage at any minute with all his frustrations, was actually a very disciplined fighter. And he was, for the most part, had a very good way of disciplining his aggression. He did have some setbacks. He had some pain medication addiction, and he had a torrential relationship with his wife, or girlfriend at the time, who became his wife, played by Emily Blunt. But with all that, he was just such a mild-mannered guy. And they show him in real life getting groceries at the grocery store, of all things, which I thought was kind of a nice twist, that they're kind of catching up with him. He's not dead. He got beat to hell in the early days, but he's still out there living his life. Rotten Tomatoes had this at 72% certified fresh. Audience agreed at 76%. The best way I can explain this movie is this way. If you are a fan of MMA and you understand its culture, then you'll love this movie. If you're more outside of this stuff, then it won't land as well for you. And since I'm a fan of MMA, my opinion will be maybe a bit biased here, but as for the story of a man who's dealing with his struggles, I still think you'll like it. I give it 3.5 stars, a solid, good movie. Now, the second movie I saw last night, half drunk, is The Roof Man, starring Channing Tatum. This is about a real life story of a serial thief who robs 24 McDonald's restaurants by tearing open a hole in the roof, falling down in the roof in the early morning hours, and robbing the employees when they walk in, and he would put them in the freezers. He make sure they wore a jacket and stuff. He was like real considerate thief, but he spent 45 years in prison when he finally got caught. But he did escape, and when he escaped, he started having attachments with a lady in a church. And I won't go into too much details. I don't want to steal a story, but you kind of feel really sad for this guy. But he did rob 24 McDonald's. He burned a dentist office to the ground. He stole a gun from a pawn shop and destroyed the front of it. So nice guy or not, you kind of see he had it coming. I give this one 3 stars. For me, I mean, it was a good movie. I don't think I'll remember this one from years from now, but I thought it was an entertaining movie for a Friday night flick, So 3 stars, just a solid, okay movie. Next week, like I said, I'm really looking forward to watching Tron Ares. I'll be watching that, I think, Tuesday night. But other than that, that's kind of all I need to talk about tonight. I mean, we got a lot to get into here. So if everyone's ready, we're going to talk more about Mr. Zuby here.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm trying not to do, we'll do it right after this, because that's just extra stuff we don't need to know. We don't need to include that in the live show, but I need to take one little bathroom break because the coffee is flowing. The coffee is flowing this morning. So give me like 2 minutes and I'll be right back. Yep.
I rolled out of, I was awake earlier than this, but I rolled out of bed 10 a.m. my time. And then,
really?
like I said, it was 12 noon my time when this show started. So I'm kind of getting my coffee.
Just go in. Yeah, just go in. Yeah. Winding down.
Mm-hmm.
You doing much else today? Anything planned?
Also went to a local, I forgot to mention this, but one of our favorite local breweries is a German restaurant called Bohemian Brewery around. And my wife used to live in Austria for a little bit, so she can say that the food is pretty legit here in Utah, in the US, at this restaurant. But they also make their own beer. So I picked up a 6-pack of this Oktoberfest that they did. It's a multi. It's more of a multi, which I prefer. I'm not big about and I don't drink that much anymore. But when they have a good on draft multi beer, I'll pick it up. I like stouts or like medium. I'm not big on the triple quadruple IPA stuff. Like the.
Yeah, I can't drink beer at all. Completely allergic.
Yeah, fair.
So I have cider, but most of the time just tequila.
Yep.
Poison.
Well, I mean, I tequila is kind of my choice for if I'm gonna drink something hard.
Yeah. So good.
I mean, maybe growing up in California helped with that too. Tequila was very popular there.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the last meetup I went to had tequila.
I'm off to ET later, guys. Rion. All right. Yeah, we have good show out of people right now. I mean, it's going back and forth.
Guys showing up.
And then some people over on Twitch and.
Whew. Sorry about that. Another thing I also forgot to mention last night when I was been a long night is my mother-in-law fell for the 6th time. We got a call in the middle of our movie and we had to go downtown Orlando to the emergency room. She did a really doozy on herself this time. It's pretty bad. She's got 2 brain bleeds and it's bruised up really bad in her face, and we don't know what we're gonna do with her. And we spent all that time to get her into an assisted living facility, and now it looks like we're gonna have to put her in nursing care because she can't even hold herself up. It's just really bad. Anyway, okay.
Oh yeah, I was wondering about that because a lot of the facilities have people that could check on her, pretty common. But are you saying like the one she went to should have been a more extreme one in the first place?
Well, we tried to. I mean, she went from an apartment living by herself to an assisted living, and that was already a big jump because it restricts her quite a bit. But she needs someone to keep an eye on her like 24/7.
Yeah.
It's obvious she can't handle, walking and all that stuff. So yeah, it's the way it is. In fact, my wife is there right now. We stopped by last night to check on her. And now she went back today to check back on her and see when she's going to get discharged. Okay, you ready, Zub?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I mean to bring the room down here, but
probably
the reason why I'm a little out today.
Understandable. Okay. And the sangria.
Okay, here we go. 3. All right, let's get to know Mr. Zuby here. Zub, first of all, where's this podcast find you, man?
Well, so I was actually, with my job, I travel quite a lot. I do a lot of driving up and down the country, to different countries as well. So I was just looking for something to listen to. I found a couple podcasts here and there. This was a while back, like I believe 2021 or something like that.
Okay.
22. And I was just listening for a while, and then I finally built up the courage to message into the group chat, and it kind of grew from there. Just message into the Discord. Sorry, yeah, it just grew from there.
And you're from London, if I'm correct?
I'm from East London.
East London. Okay.
I'm in East London. Yeah. Well, I live in a village in Bedfordshire now.
Okay, Bedfordshire. Okay, nice.
Yeah, which is just a little bit further north of London.
And speaking of traveling a lot, what do you do for a living, sir?
So I'm a product designer for a paint protection film company.
Wow.
So I make patterns basically of cars.
Oh,
that's clear plastic film.
That's really
and if it takes any damage like stone chips or scratches, people can it basically just heals itself. I've even seen cases where people have actually hit the car into like plant pots and stuff like that, and take the film off, and it's completely fine underneath.
That's cool, man. That sounds like a fun job to me.
It's not too bad. I do a lot of traveling as well, which is cool.
Very nice.
To go to places all over the country. I was actually in San Antonio last year, and I'm going again in January.
Okay.
So I'll be over in America.
Okay. Very nice, man. Very nice. How did you? Or let me ask you this: what is your earliest moment in video games? When did you first get started or first start playing video games?
So I was like always playing games really from, I believe, about 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
My dad had a Sega Mega Drive, so I'd play Sonic on that most of the time. I think there was a FIFA game on there, if it was even called FIFA back then. Maybe it was called World Cup 96 or not World Cup 99, I think. But that's where I first started. But most of the time when I was a kid, I was playing Pokemon on the Game Boy. That was my go-to.
Gotcha.
Handheld game has always been like quite high up on my list of most enjoyable ways to play.
Okay. Very nice, man.
And I had to look up Mega Drive because I guess that is
Sega Saturn. Isn't it Saturn?
No, Sega Genesis.
Genesis.
It's the same thing
It's
as
the
the
one
Sega
before.
Genesis. And I guess North America had Sega Genesis while a lot of other places called it the Mega Drive.
Oh,
Right.
okay, cool.
Right. That's right. Yeah, my parents would never buy me those systems. I just had to stick with Nintendo and be happy with it.
Yeah, blowing the cartridges, I missed that. Sometimes I blow my PC just to... wait, that just, yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. It brings back good times, though. I had a lot of fun playing on Nintendo. It's funny, they still have the same games today. It's not a dig. What is, how did you find Destiny, sir? When did you start Destiny?
I played Destiny 1.
Okay.
Destiny, I guess. From the day of launch, I actually remember getting the bus to Asda. You guys don't have Asda. It's actually owned by Walmart, but that's where I went to buy it. And I played since then, but I never really, I only really scratched the surface of Destiny and Destiny 1. I didn't really have anyone to play with. I just played through like the main campaign. And as a kid, I'd always be like swapping between games. So with Destiny 2, I never actually went back to it instantly. It wasn't until the game went free to play in the first time it went free to play, like originally not in Light.
Right.
I believe it was just before that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until 2023 I actually had to look up today that I actually started playing Destiny the way I suppose most people say that you should play it.
Right.
In terms of like fire teams,
okay,
playing with people actually like doing raids, dungeons, like the end game content really.
Right.
Which thankfully it was Hayoko who kind of brought me through and integrated me with everything, which was really cool.
I got you. Yeah, Hades is telling you he's trying to bully you into getting a motorbike. I saw his new one over there when I was there. Yeah. So it's a nice little black bike. I think he's got a Suzuki, I think it was. Anyway, is there a memory that kind of brings a smile to your face from the old Destiny days?
Yeah, in terms of Destiny, the old games, I just remember because I always enjoyed playing games with people. Like whenever I was, because I was a boy, obviously a boy. I was a brother of two other kids, so we'd always share everything. Like we'd have one PlayStation, one Xbox every time as we was growing up. Until we was obviously old enough to kind of like buy our own things, we'd always share what we had. So we'd have to take it in turns. And I think this is why I really enjoy watching Twitch. I really enjoy YouTube because I used to enjoy more just sitting back and watching my brothers go ahead and do whatever they wanted to do. In terms of Destiny itself, I think I was more of the game hog. But in terms of gaming in general, if you guys ever heard of the game called Mark Echo's Getting Up?
No.
It's a spray paint game.
Oh, okay.
You play as a character and you like go through, I believe, New York City.
That's pretty cool.
I remember as a kid, I used to, my parents would put me to bed. My older brother would be in the room next door. So as soon as I heard them go down the stairs, I would sneak in and go watch my brother play that game for hours upon end. And I mean, doesn't seem that exciting now, but it's like those are the type of things you don't really appreciate, like when you're a kid. But now you're an adult, you wish you could just like do those things again, where you could just go back and like those type of memories don't come around often, do they?
I got you, man. What character do you like in the game most in Destiny? I guess we're talking NPCs here.
I'd say Variks.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's pretty cool, and it's always interesting when his voice lines come up.
I love his voice.
Unfortunately, I'm a serial cutscene skipper.
Oh.
I can't. Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't help myself.
It's all right.
You
play your way.
The story
man.
doesn't make any sense to me anyway, so I just skip away.
I got you.
I just like shooting stuff. But every time Variks has something to say, I'm always drawn in. Because I think he just plays the role like both between hero and villain. Like he's on that cusp. That gives him a little bit more depth and a bit more interest than
Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna test something out real quick here. I need to just see. You're cutting in and out on your mic. I'm just trying to see if I can fix it.
Oh, am I sorry?
No, it might be I might have because I have crisp on. I want to just try.
No, I hear it too.
You hear it too?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if.
It sounds like it's probably an input noise gate or the mic. I don't know. You could even try. Not a big deal though. It's to me. I mean, I'm generally hearing it fine, but
you can adjust.
I turn my gain down and then come closer to my mic. Is that?
Well, what's happening is you have a noise gate on there. I don't know if you know where the noise gate is on your Blue Yeti. You can turn it down where it's not as sensitive. What it's doing is yeah, and what it does is it doesn't allow your voice to pop in as much.
Also, if I turn it up, is that better now?
Yeah, that's better.
It might actually be
one volume.
I just worry that if I move around on my
that's it. It's a Yeti. It's a
lot better now.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you were coming in soft, and then you would come in and hit loud, and I'm just trying to adjust the volumes where. Yeah, that's good actually, right there. Yeah, good, okay, cool. Good deal. Are you a solo player, or do you prefer to play with a fire team?
Always fire team.
Yeah,
I can't remember the last time I played Destiny solo. I would I always want to play with other people, just have the conversations, and most of the time, just so I can jump in someone's backpack and be nice and cozy and just enjoy the game for not what it is, just shoot stuff and.
I hear you, man. I hear you. You talked about how you found our community. Do you do bounties?
I do not.
I figured if you're a scene skipper, then you're probably not going to mess with bounties. I figured. So, Titan Hunter. Are you a Titan Hunter or Warlock main?
Titan, and that's the only character.
That makes sense.
And I know that's a lie. See, I have two Titans.
Oh God. Okay. I'm sure why you like that class is you like the tanky, punchy guy.
Yeah, and I that's just the first character I made, and I never had a chance.
Oh, okay.
Make another character. I always feel like it's just going to take too long, and I'm sure it's not going to.
Yeah. Now I know you've probably. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. Sorry, I know you may not be playing Destiny right now. A lot of people have taken a break from it, but what is the main activity you prefer to do when you do play? What's the main thing?
Would be a dungeon.
Dungeons?
Yeah, I love doing dungeons.
Awesome.
I prefer raids. I prefer raids. I like raids.
Okay.
I just find them like sometimes a bit too long.
Yeah, dungeons are
short attention span. Dungeon, you get in, get out, and I'd love a trip up the mountain.
Yeah, having a triple fire team is much easier too than six. Sixers are definitely a lot more coordination. I get that. What is one weapon in your vault that you will refuse to delete, and why?
I think you'll like this one. So when I first came back to Destiny, the Hawk Moon was that season's weapon.
Right. I'm
not sure what season that was, but that's what it was, and that was like the main reason why I came back to Destiny, because I always.
Oh yeah, that could be many seasons. Was it like a hand cannon? First season?
Yeah, the Hawk Moon was a hand cannon. Yeah, it was the first season the Hawk Moon came back.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you.
And yeah, so I've got the first hand cannon I got in Destiny 2, which is the one which doesn't even have a third perk. It just has a question mark telling you the next time you get one, you'll get a reroll. And I'm just never going to get rid of that one. It's completely pointless. There's no reason for it to be there whatsoever.
Like half my vault.
You should see mine's. I'm almost full, and I've already done like 700 hours in Destiny.
Oh my God, man! I hate throwing stuff away. I really don't. I'm realizing I threw a lot of my exotics away, and I'm having to reacquire them from my collections. But at least they're coming in at 200. But moly, man, still 9,000 unstable cores to power it up to current levels. Man, it's just nuts. If Bungie assigned you a small but versatile little dev team that only would report to you, you told them where to go and what to do, what would you have them do right now in the game? And we don't have to go too deep down that hole because that kind of ties in with our topic.
We've done a few events, especially in the pub as well, which is the UK side. Well, not the UK side, UK break off.
Right.
Of the Guardian Downcast. And yeah, what I really enjoyed doing was the races. So I think I would get like a little team together and would make like a matchmaking race. So you can log in with 6 friends, and then you can either matchmake with random people or join make private matches as well. And you go through and everything's tracked. I think that'd be quite fun.
Okay.
You can do strikes, dungeon raids, like all of the things. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, that would be kind of neat actually. You have a laundry list of things you got to do. You have 3 hours to do it, and you have 6 friends that join up and see who gets it done first. That would be see who's most efficient playing Destiny. That's for sure. Okay. Let little bit of signature questions here. Do you have any hobbies outside of gaming that you enjoy?
I mean, I'm a regular goer to the gym.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that.
More just something that you.
Yeah, I've seen you.
I have to do at this point now.
I've seen you in person. You definitely go to the gym. Yeah, your biceps are huge, man. Okay. Not that I was looking. I just noticed because you had a tight shirt on. But yeah, it was. Yeah, dude, you definitely go to the gym. I'm working on that part, trying to get my muscles back that I lost. But dude, what is up with that gamer tag, Zuby? Where did that come from?
So actually, to be honest, it's a term that me and my friends used to use and would have a spicy cigarette. So and so that's kind of like where that kind of came from.
Zuby, I like that
play on words. Yeah, we'd always just kind of say it to each other. So yeah, it just kind of stuck from there, and it's fun to say, I guess, as well.
Every shirt is.
I feel like I've heard that before, but it's an awesome. I love it with the X. Yeah. So.
Hey, you're too much, man. Every shirt is a tight shirt on him. Yeah, I agree. Oh my God. Do you have a motto or a mantra that you live by in your life?
So yeah, I actually always think about this question when you ask it to other guests.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I kind of do. I was brought up in a very religious household, so I guess like to kind of like treat everyone as you wish to be treated.
Yeah, golden rule.
I guess that's kind of the best one to stick to, because everyone just deserves respect until they give you, I guess, a reason not to.
Right. Okay. That's kind of the way I live. I'm a big karmic type of guy. At least that makes me think about things better than they can be. All right. Important question here, and I think you had an answer for. What's one thing about you that our community may not know about you?
I think the actually genuine main thing that the guys, especially in the pub, don't know about me is how much they've actually genuinely really helped me, like through like troubles in my life. I think in the past, like especially like a few months ago, I kind of hit a big dip, and I was very, very open with a few people like in our Discord. I kind of just sent a message out because I was just in a moment of like just questioning a lot of things in my life, and the support that I got from them was actually genuinely insane. Like it actually really, really meant a lot for me. Not just like even just in the public chat, everyone kind of like just reassuring me, and then a bunch of guys messaged me like privately as well and checked up on me the next day, and I actually didn't realize like how much that actually genuinely helped me. And I'm actually just so grateful for all of them, and I just can't wait to see them because we're all meeting again in December.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to give them all a big hug because genuinely, like, I still think about them, like all of them as like my closest friends. We talk to each other every day, and it genuinely just really, really helped me. So thank you to all of them if they're listening, and if not, then
yeah, Hades is sharing the love.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love that. It's awesome to hear that story. I've heard other stories similar-ish in other Discords and stuff, and it's so good in a way. We all know the bad that can come from social media or things online or whatever, but we also need resources, and there's so many good things that can come to when you can have a community that you can talk with in a way that you might not have been able to as easily talk with unless you added everyone to a group chat on your phone. Discord can be really good at times, and I love when people can just help out and empathize with others. So it's awesome hearing that story, Zuby.
Well, thanks to them, honestly.
It's funny. I've been doing a lot of I wouldn't call it research, but I've been listening to a lot of content about how our younger adults now have such a harder time than we did. And it's usually opposite. Usually it's back in my day, we had to go uphill both ways in the snow. And now I tell you what, man, the way the economy is today, and I'm speaking generally here, just in the world, things are so much more different now than they used to be when me and Kingsley were growing up. It's just
I'm about 10 younger than you.
Yeah, I know. We don't have to mention that.
Yeah, I think things are just broken now, and there's just too many loopholes for people to kind of get away with stuff, and the rich are just getting richer. Yeah, I know exactly.
I mean, my son and daughter are out of the house now, and man, I mean, my son has his first son and my first grandson, and man, he just works his tail off, and it's just so rough. And I don't know, maybe I forget about those times when, when you're raising a kid, you're going through a lot of issues like that. But I mean, just for a young adult that graduates from high school, from college these days, is just loaded with debt. Is just hunkered down with debt. I mean, I'm talking probably a good over 50% of our students out there are just have so much student debt, including my doctor. I was talking to my doctor the other day, and he's maybe in his late 30s, I guess. And I was just made a comment like, something about money. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm still paying off my student debt for my career as being a doctor." And I'm like, man, why on earth is that such a problem? But I mean, I was fortunate enough where I actually took short-term loans and I paid my way through college. And I'll be honest, my parents helped me out at first too, but it is just so much more difficult for kids these days. And I can understand we didn't have, Kingsley probably had a little bit of it, but I really didn't have social media. I didn't have all this stuff that our eyeballs were glued to all the time. And there's just so much more pressure, so much more pressure on our young adults now. And I don't know how I can even help them, because it's just, I can't relate to it. I can't relate to this kind of stuff, but it's just tough right now for our younger adults.
The main thing I would say that I didn't really realize this until recently, that even though all the good that the information and support from others can bring, the biggest issue that I see now is decision paralysis. A lot of times people have, I don't want to say too much information, because it's good to have information, but when you let it get to you where it's hard to support you in any meaningful way. I've heard of a lot of younger generation that doesn't really want to get involved in relationships because they want to talk about the possibilities, all 100 possibilities, before they make a choice. And like, you don't really have to talk about it for 5 years of all the different possibilities. You can just start going down a road,
Never know until you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, back then we didn't have Google. We if we wanted to learn something, we had only the rich families had the encyclopedias.
We don't use Google anymore either.
I know it's all Copilot and it's all the AI bots now.
Conversations daily.
Just be careful though, because those AI bots sometimes make up data. And I realize that. I'll research some of my shows sometimes, and I'll say, what the heck, let's type it into Copilot and see what it says. Yeah. And then I'll double check it with Google or some other websites, and sometimes it believes its own stuff, man. I was just listening to a podcast about that this morning. But yeah, how AI will actually reinforce itself, because if it gives advice and someone publishes a video on that advice from the chatbot sees there's a lot of views on that video, it will actually reinforce its answer to go back to that answer because it got a lot of views in this video. It's really weird, man. We're in a weird time right now. I mean, it's surreal. It really is. Maybe Terminator was a documentary. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going off the deep end. All right, just stop, Todd. Really just stop. Okay. Well, before we go, we have one more thing to do, and I will let Shax say what that is. That's the saying before we do the speed run. I don't have my soundboard up, otherwise I'd play it, but
if I ever get worried that we're getting to what's called general artificial intelligence, which is like with the movie show where computers are sentient, I'll warn you ahead of time, but we're nowhere near general artificial intelligence.
It's growing.
All this AI stuff is really just means large language model processing. It's not true AI.
I just heard about Sora 2.
Intelligence, though.
Yeah. Sora 2 doing all these deep fake videos, man. It's just, you saw the gorilla one with doing the selfies on YouTube all the time, and the stormtroopers and stuff. Well, that's Sora 1. Sora 2 is out now, which is even more realistic. It's just nuts what you can do with AI right now. It's nuts. Okay, let's do the speed run here. You ready to do this? Here we go.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, this segment is called the speed run. This is where I've picked 25 questions from a pool of over 1,000 submitted by our community over all these years. These are just some quick, simple questions to get to know our guest at an even deeper level. No time limits, no contest, just quick questions and answers. So if you're ready, Zuby, let's do this.
Yeah, let's go.
Number 1, morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
All right. Number 2, what was your first video game?
Sonic.
Oh, Sonic. Okay. Well, that makes sense with the Mega Drive. Number 3, what is your favorite Destiny exotic? It can be from either Destiny game.
Then Hawkmoon.
Hawkmoon. Okay. Number 4, who would voice your ghost?
Oh God, I want someone quite entertaining. Everyone else seems to go Peter Dinklage, but I think I will go for. We'll run it back to maybe like Bob Marley or something.
Oh, that sounds good.
I like that. Yeah.
Peter Dinklage was in that Roofman movie, by the way. It was pretty good. It's pretty comical.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I haven't lost count. Number 5, Void, Solar, Arc, Stasis, or Strand?
Solar.
Solar, okay. Number 6, Pulse, Hand Cannon, Scout, or Auto Rifle?
And Cannon.
Okay. Number 7, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Japan.
Oh, good choice.
Japan.
If you can find an apartment. Number 8, what was your first music album? First. Well,
It was Green Day. It was the American Idiot.
Oh, American Idiot. Okay.
American Idiot. Yes. Yeah. No, yeah, too young for that.
Number 9, what's the worst job you've ever had?
Oh, I was a cleaner at the gym, and I had to clean the men's toilets and
that's the worst.
changing rooms. Yeah, that was probably.
That might be nominated as one of the worst jobs. That is the worst jobs because guys are just pigs, man. I'm sorry they are. I've been in them rooms, man. I'm like, what on earth, guys? Take a freaking shower. Okay. Number 10. What's the latest you've been up gaming?
All night, I think. Yeah.
24 hours?
Like maybe until I've been like all the way through before.
I can't do that. Wow.
It was a while ago. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. Number 11. Are you stealth or are you a guns blazing type person?
I'd say stealth.
Okay. Number 12.
It's definitely guns blazing if you ask anyone who I play with.
I was going to say, if you're a Titan, but hey, I'm a stealth Titan sometimes.
I'm normally the person to ruin the encounter just because I just want to run in and
jump in.
Started. Yeah, we've not decided anything yet, but I'm already there. Yeah.
All right. Sweet or salty, and what is your favorite snack based on that answer?
Yeah, definitely not sweet. I'm not a sweet person.
Salty?
If I was to go for a snack, yeah, salty. I mean, yeah. Or burrito.
Okay.
You get everything you need. Everything you need is there, just wrapped up.
Burritos, man. I mean, it's 42 grams of protein in most burritos. It's not bad at all.
Meal in a wrap, yeah.
And it's okay. I'm sorry. It's not my question. It's your question.
Yeah.
Got you go.
Number 13. Which famous celebrity would you want to punch in the face?
Oh,
and it could be a UK celebrity too. It doesn't have to be someone we know.
I don't practice violence.
Sure.
I don't know. I can't get political, but probably maybe the UK Prime Minister.
Okay, got you. All right. I think a lot of people want to do that to some politicians. Okay, number 14. What is your favorite Destiny planet and why?
Obviously, Earth. You'd have to say
Earth.
So, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I like how they recreate it. I always enjoy games where it's like a derelict Earth, or they've done some kind of change to Earth, either future or past. It's always interesting to see someone's concept of that.
It's more believable too since we live here. You know, yep. it seems more feasible. That's why I like that too. Okay, number 15. What symbol would you put on your flag on your personal island?
What a question.
This is a deep dive. we're gonna get to the crux of your personality here now.
Yeah, this is. I don't know. I think maybe a Pokemon.
Okay.
Cool. We could go for
fun.
Umbreon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah,
okay.
Cool.
I got that. Okay. I think it was number 16. If you could take any one famous person to dinner, who would it be?
You.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd take you out. We could go get some burritos as well.
Hell yeah, dude.
Seem quite into that. Yeah.
Tacos and burritos all day long. I could have it every day for dinner. And I doubt I'm famous, but I appreciate that compliment.
Hey, congrats for saying that, though. No one said that yet.
No one has. You're the first. Uh, thanks, Kingsley, for reminding me of that. He likes to put me right back in my place.
I think look, it's different.
It is
and I
different
like
for
it.
everybody. It's different for everybody. Yeah. Describe yourself in one word.
Relaxed.
I like it. Okay. Number 18th. Have you ever had a nickname? Zuby?
I guess I get called that all the time. Yeah, that's I guess that's the
That's your
first
nickname?
I've got.
Okay.
Yeah, because everyone obviously calls me that because everything else is a mystery.
Okay. All right. Okay. Can you drive a stick shift?
That's
I think everyone who lives in the UK has to drive a stick shift because they have a ton of stick shift cars there.
You normally learn to drive
on a manual,
and then but a lot of people now are starting to move to automatics because it's just easier.
Only reason I got an automatic when I was there is because I was afraid I would jam it into fifth gear.
Oh yeah.
Being left-handed, I'm used to my right hand. I'd have to do it left-handed, and I'm already keeping an eye on the road. I don't need more confusion in the car.
Yeah. Every time I go across to
oh my God.
Every day if I rent a car, I'm always getting
Every day in the UK was Mario Kart for me. It was literally, okay, we're going to make it home in one piece today. Let's roll the dice and see what's going to happen. Okay. Favorite armor shader color. It doesn't have to be exact, but what colors do you like in shaders?
Oh, just always all black.
Black? Yeah, super black. Gotcha.
Always all black. Yeah, super black.
What would be your spirit animal?
Lizard.
Not to say.
What's that?
I think a lizard.
Lizards?
A lizard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I always felt strong connection to them. Yeah. Especially geckos, even though it's not technically a lizard, right? An amphibian. Maybe I'm wrong there, but yeah.
Okay. Zub wears pink a lot, or should. Hades says. Okay. I guess he's a plonker quite a bit. Okay. If you could listen to one song for the rest of your life, not continuously, but whenever you play music, this is the song that comes on. What's that going to be?
Luther Vandross, Never Too Much.
Wow. That's surprising.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow. Okay. I just learned something today. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how cool are you?
3. No, let's say 4. Let's give it a 4. Strong 4. Yeah.
All right.
Higher.
I think you need to go higher. Okay. Number 24. If you had more time, what would you do with it?
As little as possible.
Rest. Relax.
Yeah, do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to be here for. Yeah.
That would be great. All right. The very last one. Name one thing that you would change about yourself if you had that decision you could do.
I would be a little bit better at Destiny. Maybe a lot better at Destiny, I think, if I could change that. Be a bit more helpful,
All right.
in everything.
Oh, you want to be a Sherpa? I got you.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
That would be nice, yeah. Well, Zuby, you have now completed the speed run. Thanks for playing along, man.
Thank you very much.
Hey, all of you out there listening and watching, if you got a question for us out there that you think should be on our speed run, let us hear it. Go to our 2026 speedrun channel and submit your question. And at the beginning of the 2026, we're going to have 2 drawings for a $25 Amazon gift card, thanks to our Patreon community. What do you have to lose? Let's hear it. 1 entry per member will go into the drawing, but you can give us as many as you like. We'll be glad to use them. So awesome. All right. That means it's time for This Week in Destiny. I want to do a soundbite too, Zuby. I don't think I've got a soundbite from you. Just something quickly where you can say, hey, this is Zuby. You're listening to Guardian Downcast, or you can say, like what Mr. Hayoka says, whenever I'm playing Destiny and I'm squishing Thrall, or something like that. It's up to you what you want to say, but I'll tell you what. Just remind me at the end. I'll give you time to think. Give you time to think on it. And at the end, before we leave, we'll get a soundbite on the way out.
Sweet. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. The TWAB. Okay. All right. And Kingsley, you can chime in when you need to here if you want. If anybody has any feedback on this, we
I
can
mean,
chime
what
in.
am I supposed to chime in and say? You're reading word for word again?
No, I'm not going to read
What do you
it
want me to
for.
say?
No, I mean, if there's something you have an opinion on,
Oh yeah,
mention
opinion.
it.
Yeah, there's only one thing.
Okay.
And you can probably guess what.
Yeah,
but...
I know what it is. It's probably, you're going to say, I told you so. Kind of.
What?
No,
No, actually, I don't think I was. Maybe you're thinking something different.
Okay. All right. We'll go through it.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2. All right. This week in Destiny for October 9th, 2025. This week in Destiny, we're delving into the bunker to unearth a long forgotten Warmind facility. In other words, it's our latest exotic mission is now live. And we really hope you're enjoying your time using the very cool new axe to keep the conductor's forces at bay. And that we just talked about is called Heliostat. In the weapon is called Wolfsbane. It looks like I swear, man, it looks like it used to be an Iron Banner weapon of some sort, and they repurposed it for the seasonal exotic, but whatever. I tried using this. I thought it was pretty fun. You build up charges in it, and then you can actually throw a swirling solar tornado at enemies, and you can also get these nanites that stick to them, right? It's kind of cool. Kind of a neat exotic. I haven't really played a lot of it, but I did use it in some higher level stuff, and it does seem to destroy pretty quickly here. Okay, here's the news that probably everyone is probably glad they heard. Destiny 2 Renegade's Power Reset update. In keeping with our commitment to hear and act on player feedback, we have some major changes to announce on how seasonal power will carry over at the beginning of Season 28, the launch of Destiny 2 Renegades. So, seasonal power will carry over from Season 27. Tooltips will be updated to reflect the removal of seasonal power reset. Unstable cores will carry over. I don't have many left right now, but okay, thanks for that, Bungie. Since this announcement, we've seen some general questions about the power cap and unstable core economy. We have no plans to raise the power cap at this time. It will remain at 550 through Renegades. Our next priority for unstable cores is to revisit the economy and address player feedback about this currency. We plan to have more details in a future TWID, so stay tuned. I told you when this season first came out that unstable cores was going to be the new currency that nobody can get enough of. And my biggest problem is it costs way too much to bring up some of your gear. It's like they don't want us to use our old gear. They just want us to keep going forward with the new gear because they make it so expensive. Like if you grab an exotic and it comes out at 200 out of the collections tab, if it's going to cost 9,171 unstable cores to get it to 416 or 425 or whatever it is, my God, man, at least be able to let us be able to pull it out of collections at power level. Because I mean, I had to dismantle all kinds of stuff in order to get the currency just to be able to power up an exotic weapon I wanted to use for a new build I made. But, damn, man, it's nuts. So they're revisiting that. So we'll hear something soon as far as what they're going to do on that. Portal progression changes and go ahead.
At this point,
I figured that's what you were talking about.
I think we may be coming with the concern of not raising the power cap. I know at first glance, a lot of people are like, oh, that sounds like good news, but be careful, people. Try to think about this in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not having any power raise all the way through summer 2026, that's what this means, by the way.
Right.
And then we'll hear if there's more news then. That kind of gets rid of one of the things that people were doing in the game. I mean, I know it was in a bad spot, but to totally remove it altogether. And, I'm kind of thinking like Bungie kind of just had to do this because there's no winning with limited staff. And they tried this, they tried that, they tried this, they tried that. Yeah. They just have to abort and like remove the power grind altogether, which is kind of sad in theory. I don't personally care because I don't power grind, but I'm trying to think of what other people might think. And I could see some concerns 4 months from now, people saying, why did we get rid of the power grind? What are we going to do now? Any thoughts on that possibility?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been listening to a lot of people who are already at 550 or 500 that are saying, so basically I'm going to get tier 5 loot from the get-go. It's not going to take long. I'm going to have everything I ever need, and then I'm going to be done. I'm happy because I'm only at 425, I think. So I got a ways to go yet. So I'm not in any hurry now to get my power, get my power levels up. My goal is to get to 470 Because supposedly once you hit 470, that's when you get a lot more chances at tier 5 gear. And of course, everybody wants tier 5 gear. It's the highest, it's the highest stat number on your armor. You get a lot of different varieties of perks that you can choose from on the fly on your tier 5 weapons. It has a special camouflage to it too, which people like that too. I'm kind of lukewarm to it, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, for the people who really grind it out to get their power level up, I feel bad for, because I mean, good and bad. Yeah, they're going to be able to just walk in and overpower themselves into these activities in Renegades, wherever that may take us. But the bad thing about that is they're going to get everything like all at once. And I have a feeling they're going to run out of stuff to do pretty quick. I mean, do you agree with that, Kingsley, or am I off track here?
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm curious what Zuby thinks too, but like, it's probably just a smaller, unique group of people. Like I'm thinking like the JD Kents are the people that like even use somewhat that power grind is a fun thing to do just in and of itself. But there's enough people like that, since we have a smaller population these days, that I'm worried if it's just one more, because we know they can't bring the content unless something changes with more studio. So if they're removing power grind, it's one small thing that's gone, and I just wonder and worry if it's a bad choice. I think all they needed to do was just change it so that we've had this discussion. You have the two ways to get the weapons. You have the power grind, or you have the hard activities. But the way they did the part, you want both options. You don't want just one option. But to remove it all together, again, I think at first glance, most people are kind of happy about this, but I'm worried. Me, I like to look at the big picture. Zuby, did you have any thoughts on it, or do you care about power grind?
Well, yeah, I'm not personally one to power grind, just because I know when I jump on, I'm just going to get dragged up anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what the problem is with just allowing the people who do enjoy the power grind. Why can't you just do a weekly power cap after every update? Just increase the power that you can do it. And then whoever wants to grind, they can grind. They can get as high as they like. It doesn't make any difference, because whoever you play with, you're going to be either capped at a certain activity, or you're going to everyone else is going to be jumped up to your level anyway. So I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah, you're within 10, I think, of the highest player on your team. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for doing, I mean, that's a good change that Bungie made, being able to play with your friends and not have to worry about what power level they're at. That alienated a lot of people who didn't have this much time to play. It's a great change they did. But yeah, I mean, other than, for me, the only reason I really want to power grind is I wanted the tier 5 loot. Even the tier 4 loot is really good. I get a lot of tier 4 loot right now at 420 something. And
That's your main reason, but you told me before you like just seeing the number get bigger.
Of course. I like seeing the power number go up, but it's a kind of thing where I'm really getting into build crafting now, as I'm starting to research more builds out. And the recent change they made to the grenade stat for warlocks, it is bananas right now. Your turrets, all your buddies that you use, all count toward grenade damage. So if you're trying to regenerate grenades, I heard the Axiom Bolt right now is like meta in PvE. That's unheard of. I used to use it to chase people out in Crucible that were hiding behind corners, but it's kind of nuts right now. But I have a feeling they're going to have to throw something in here. They have to throw the high level people a bone here with something. Maybe they'll put some kind of barrier here, or something they have to get through. Maybe they have to unlock a certain amount of things before it counts or something. I don't know. I'm curious to see what they say as we get closer to December, but that's a long time away. So
but as of right now, no power above 550 all the way through at least June 2026. That would be the minimum. The next update would be coming.
Well, we're going to get into that on our topic, so I'll just back off and not go down any further than the rabbit hole on that, because I think that's going to tie into our topic this week. So let me just continue to get through here. We talked about that. The portal progression changes in update 9.151. This is repeatable. Right? Yeah, this is repeatable. Yeah. They did have a bug where it actually reverted back to the changes, the bad changes. And apparently most of that's been fixed now, but
it has, yeah.
Normal difficulty would be 0 all the way up to -30 delta for ultimate, which -30 is doable. -50 is hell. It is hell. I mean, everything's bullet sponges, even your minor ads, and it's just not fun. They talk about the shotgun mods as the unstable shells, illegal trigger, and aftershock. That will be pretty much over with by the time our podcast comes out on Monday. But if you're playing this weekend, jump in there and get those mods. The only thing I can say there is I'm not really motivated to get these mods. One, because I'm not a shotgun user, but two, they're only good for the week and then they go away. So being that they're not seasonal mods, or if they were mods that I unlocked and I can use the rest of this season, I would jump in there and get that stuff knocked out. But it's just for the weekend. It's just like, wow. This have some wacky fun in Destiny, like with the heavy metal, like the wacky games. Not interested. I'm just not interested in those games. I'm more of not a serious player, but I'm all about investment in the games and what I'm going to build, my arsenal. Trials has the Auric Disabler as the, who those are playing Trials right now. It's supposedly a really good weapon. It's one of the newer weapons in Trials. Bungie is gearing up for TwitchCon. It's that time of year. We're bringing something special to those attending. If you attend, track down the Bungie Foundation team at the convention to make an in-person donation. Earn the exclusive big heart emblem available only at TwitchCon. It's a nice emblem too. Not a big purple fan, but it's really nice. They have the new hoodie. If you get the axe, the new exotic weapon this week, you get access to buy the they call it the Wolfsbane hoodie. And that's it. Player support report. Shit's basically broken. There's a lot of stuff that's
You know what's really interesting?
Perfect.
What's that? Zuby?
But everything's perfect. Everything's optimal.
Everything's perfect.
Running best than ever.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
Here's the interesting thing. This is more a meta discussion about the TWID in general. Notice how they listed a lot more things than the known issue list this week. It doesn't mean that there wasn't always these issues, but usually they would just give a sampling. I feel like the TWIDs have been, I can't say it's happened enough to say it's a for sure pattern, but they've been getting a little bit shorter and they put a lot more repeating stuff in the TWID that they've already talked about from previous weeks. And so I feel like they had to use the space with the known issues list to make that area bigger this week, just so the TWID wouldn't be super short this week. Again, I can't say it's a pattern unless it happens a few more times,
They do
but
a lot.
it does seem like the TWIDs are going a little downhill on information.
Yep. TWID over, folks. You now are free to go back and play, maybe gather your fire team together for another run of Helostat, or go crazy with those limited time shotgun mods, or test how powerful Wolfsbane can be. Maybe you can give it a go on the epic version of the Desert Perpetual. One thing we know is for real, you can't deny a weapon its purpose, so wreak havoc against the Vex collective consciousness with it. It has to be the way. Destiny 2 community team. Thank you, Destiny 2 community team, for touching base with us every week. But now we have our topic of the week, and that is coming up next. All right. Why on earth is it?
But have you noticed that, Todd? Like there being a lot more repetitive.
Yes, a lot of repetitive stuff. I definitely agree, man.
So it's not just me. Okay.
Yeah, no, I've noticed it too. And you have to keep reminding me, hey, we talked about that already. Deadpool Merc did say it's the axe that Crow used against the witness in the end of the Paleheart story. Okay. Did not know that, Deadpool. Thanks, man. Okay. Let's get
But it has a very similar style of that solar scythe also from Season of the Hunt. I know it's not exactly
the scythe. Yeah, I remember the scythe. Yeah. That's true.
Could just be getting AI to make chuck it in there. They'll put the information together and there you go, post it.
Yeah, exactly.
So most people are doing their jobs nowadays.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to get us started on this topic. Does anybody want to start on this on our topic of the week? Did you want to start on this, Zub, or did you want me to start off with it? Does anybody want to take?
Go ahead.
You want me to go ahead with it? Okay. All right, here we go.
We like to pass over to guests.
We're obviously.
I can go first. I'm happy to go.
We're obviously going to pass it around. I just want to make sure. You said you took like some really good notes, so just hang on to your notes, and we get to you.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah,
we'll hear what we'll have to say. Okay, here we go. Let me do this. I'm gonna leave chat for a sec.
You're not going to like my answer anyways, Todd, because
I
you
know.
said we get to give magical answers, so I'm giving a magical answer.
That's fine. I'm gonna go to question of the week because it kind of ties in with our topic this week. I just want to make sure I have that pulled up. I won't be able to see chat and Discord for a few minutes here. I swear to God.
But I'm not just trying to be like stupid about it. I do wish this could happen.
I don't think you're being
a magical answer.
I kind of know where you're going to head here, but we'll see. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. 3, 2. All right, for our topic of the week, Bungie's in panic mode right now. I mean, they may not seem like it is, but our player count's in the teens now. It's getting really down there, and they have to be at least thinking about what is going on here. So I wanted to, since Zuby was here and he had some input on this as well, I wanted to go around the horn here and just kind of get some feedback on what can they do now to turn this boat around? Because obviously they've made some missteps. They don't have the staff that they used to have. So, content is not as abundant as we're used to seeing in the game, in the Destiny game. And actually this was our question of the week for, this week for our show. And the question I asked our community was, it's an emergency for the Bungie studios and they're panicking, and their immediate goal is to bring back the player base, or at least a good portion of it, before Renegades launches in December. So they bring you into their studio, sit you down in front of the Destiny 2 department heads and ask you what they can do to reach that goal. What do you tell them? Well, we did have some responses here. Tajo says, assuming they don't need any development time, then reprise all the old raid and dungeon content. Give Pinnacle Ops at least 1 or 2 matchmaking options, especially when the onslaughts move there. Remove the level grind and make loot difficulty based again. Bring back GMs, remove featured gear completely, open up Prismatic to everything. On a selfish ask, then please remove champions from most activities and give us more freedom to build craft. Even after all of that, though, most people likely wouldn't stick around long. I hope they are starting or already talking about Destiny 3. We just need a fresh start at this point. Destiny 2 has run its course and has overstayed its welcome. That was Tajo. Hammer Crasher always has insightful stuff here. He says, I have a 2-pronged approach. Prong 1 is for general PvE. 2 is for PvP. Prong 1, I second what Tajo said above. Revert back to high stat armor from harder content, dungeons and raids. The higher tier loot should have never been tied to one's ability to spend a ton of time grinding for a number. I'm still at 315. To fix the number go up debacle, every activity should have a way to make number go up. Most everything in the world should maybe drop at +1, but I would install a random quote boss in each world, and that would appear in random places at random times. That would drop a single +5. We will keep the portal in the game for those who like to not put all our eggs in one basket. Second prong, PvP, I would get an actual anti-cheat. Whatever Bungie has now obviously doesn't work. I don't see it on console, but I hear that it's a problem. Get that all under control. I would make more maps using assets already in the game. And if it's not too much for the studio, I would make a Forge mode and open up map making to the community. I haven't played any other PvP game that is as fun as Destiny, and it seems like they're dropping the ball the big time by not giving it new stuff. I would make new game modes. Not sure what they would be, but my suggestion box will be wide open for to what people that play. Make Maximo always short and to the point. 3 simple words: hire more people. Zombie Pops, integrate Destiny 1 and 2, bringing back all the content, storyline, and all. That was a new player experience for most people that are still playing currently. Old raids, including the Leviathan in themselves, would bring some people back. I know it's a pipe dream, but that's what I would do. And then finally, Barrel Barley 406 says, maybe this isn't a popular opinion. Not sure there is much they can do right now with the staff they have before December. I've thought for a while about this, that after Renegades, Bungie needs to just say, thanks everyone, we're going to radio silence. We will keep a small team for Destiny 2 maintenance, but no new updates to the game. Hire a ton of more staff and then throw everything they have at a D3 and shot for like 2027 announcement with a release date to follow. All right, there's some feedback from our community. Very good feedback, by the way. So I'll go to you guys. Kingsley, I think you're pretty much set in what you want to say here. So
Sure, I'll go because mine won't be very long. I
okay.
love people's comments, by the way, in
Yes.
this thread. Most of them matched up with what I think. But first of all, I do want to back up. No offense, but I think the question's a little silly. There's nothing that can be done to bring people
Well,
back
it was a
before Renegade.
hypothetical. It was
That's
a hypothetical.
impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was asking you about this behind the scenes,
Right.
and you're like, okay, you can give a magical answer. So here's my magical answer. Oh, by the way, but as far as the people that wrote stuff, I vibe with what McMaximo said, because even though
Yeah.
it's not a fun answer, it's probably the second best thing to do in the meantime.
Right.
But what they could do to bring people back before Renegades, well, they release Destiny 3 tomorrow. Okay. Now you're like probably like, why are you saying that? But look, you
No,
said
no,
it could be
no.
magical. Yeah.
What do they call it? Like a phantom drop or something, like they did with what
Yeah.
was that one game?
But there's
Apex,
more to
Apex
it, trust me.
Legends. Yeah.
There's more to this before everyone's shaking their head. But again, I'm going with the magical answer since you said it could be magical. They drop Destiny 3 tomorrow, but then they don't also kill Destiny 2. What they're doing is the Destiny 3 is like an exciting thing. And they're like, oh, by the way, when Renegades is here, we're starting some big expansion in Destiny 2 also. So Destiny 3 is the new game, and I mean new. There's nothing repetitive in the game, okay? But Destiny 2 is still around, and we're having like now, regardless of the subscription things, I know people don't like to pay money, but we're making like a full subscription level thing with Destiny 2. So that's my magical answer.
Okay.
Now, what they really could do before to bring people back, I don't think they can do anything to bring people back before Renegades. I mean, sure, if the Halloween events or something's good, we'll see a little bump in the numbers for a couple weeks, but bringing people back before Renegades seems impossible to me. So.
And not to mention, there's a lot of new games to play right now that are going to pull a lot of people's attention.
Now, Renegades itself will bring some people back.
Right.
And my prediction on that is it'll be the same amount or a little bit less than Edge of Fate.
Diminishing returns.
It's not going to be magical. It'll probably be 100,000 or less.
Right.
But
I got you.
We're always seeing the graph go down unless we can have some big change.
I took that last time. I'm not taking it again. As far as what numbers they'll get on the new DLC, because I lost big time last time.
Yeah. But you guys can ignore my thing. That's just some magical thing that I would love. I would love for a Destiny 3. I would love for Destiny 2 to stay also, just like how Destiny 1 has stayed with us. So that's my magical answer.
Okay. Zuby, you're up. What do you think, man? What I mean, you're kind of outside looking in here because you've been kind of taking
they're trying to get back.
Yeah, you've been kind of taking a break from Destiny, and now you're outside looking in and trying to figure out what is going on right now, right?
Right.
So
I mean, as Kingsley said, that I think it is going to be a tall ask. Sorry to get.
Well, I think everything we mentioned today is going to be a tall ask, to be honest.
But I think, like, in terms of like to explain how I kind of got to the root of my answer, I think like I can explain to you like kind of the thoughts that I had. I mean, in terms of Destiny 2, and now unfortunately nowadays every company that you kind of look at that is now big, this bringing in millions and millions of pounds or dollars a year. It's just like how many people at Bungie, Sony are actually playing Destiny 2. And I don't mean in terms like, oh, they don't play the game, they don't know how to fix it. It's just more a case of like there's a big disconnect from the people who are making the decisions. They don't actually live in the world that they're shaping. They're completely disconnected from the passion that originally built from Bungie. There was obviously some passion behind to create something, you need passion. But once to maintain something, once it's become popular, I don't think you need passion anymore. I think the leadership, obviously, they've stopped playing the game completely, which is understandable.
That's a good point.
Yep. So they're completely, they don't understand why people aren't playing the game. They just don't. That their concern is, the profits.
Right.
That's all they're worried about. And so I've done a little bit of research, and so an average Bungie dev makes around $160,000 a year, which is like by no means a small salary, and maybe it is. Where are they based? I don't know how kind of like what the cost of living is.
Their main area. Their main area is Seattle, Washington. Now, that is still a pretty good salary for that area, but it's not like you're going to be super wealthy either. Yeah.
But then you've got the executives who are not actually doing anything in terms of creating something for the players. They're just telling people what we need to do to boost profits. and they're making double, like around 250K a year. And then we've got the top executive who got paid 600K plus whatever he got from dividends, share prices, everything like that. And then not even to mention the Sony CEO who was over 4 million, and that is just once again just salary, not bonuses, anything like that. So you can understand now, like just the way the world works. Like you're always struggling to feel motivated to do things when you're the one putting in so much effort to create something that people love.
Yeah.
And then the people who are just there pointing fingers. I'm sure, obviously, I'm sure they're doing stuff like people marketing. There's people in charge of finance. There's people doing things behind the scenes that obviously we don't see. But in terms of the player base and to get people back, you need to start paying more attention to the people who are creating something that will actually bring people in. So I think it's more of a problem. I think what with pay like that, it's like easy to naturally shift from like creating experiences that players are going to love, that's actually going to bring people in just to hit a quarterly target. They have expectations. They have certain areas to hit. They have to sell a certain amount. They have to do this and that. It's not as simple as just let's get the players in. It's like, no, we need to make money. There needs to be money made from this.
Right.
Unfortunately, the people at the top are then becoming greedy, and their idea of what is a good income is vastly beyond what they actually need and beyond their means of living. So I think like obviously the creative vision is completely replaced by a business plan. There's no no mood board. What are we going to do next? It's like, what can we do now to improve this as a business?
That's a good point. That's a good point. You mentioned that a lot of the people who originally made this game, Destiny 2, are gone. There's so many new people that have been flushed into the studio that, yeah, you might be right. Maybe the same passion back in 2017 is not there anymore. And it is based on meeting those deadlines or those certain
Definitely
monetary goals that they need to reach via Sony. Sony probably imposing that kind of stuff. That makes perfect sense.
I can imagine. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, but I agree with what you're saying. We seem to at least have that definitive answer with Pete Parsons because, like him or hate him, but most people have an opinion on that.
Yeah.
It really does seem like they were just trying to sell the company to Sony, and they kind of bamboozled Sony for how much they sold it for. And then Pete Parsons was like, we got to keep something alive for now. And then he just pieces out like a few months ago. So like, obviously, at least him was more just the money reasons. There wasn't a passion of a game.
Well, we don't really know.
That's the problem. Yeah, for sure.
We could have been.
I can imagine that every decision run through is like, will this boost the revenue?
We don't know. We don't know 100%, Todd, but it's looking more like 70 to 90%.
He was a meme for the longest time for the Destiny community, and maybe that was a point of negativity. Maybe Sony pushed him out. Maybe Sony pushed him out. I'm not defending the guy. Don't get me wrong. He was always the one who had we never know what really happened behind the scenes, but yeah, he sure did okay. He has a lot of money. He can go develop his own studio, make his own game if he wants. All that money he's gotten. So, yeah, that's a good point, Zuby. It's a good point.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just think the soul of the games has been traded completely for shareholder satisfaction. Obviously, like you said a few times before, we need the investors to keep pouring money into the game so that they can keep paying everyone, so they can keep everything afloat, which is completely fair. But I think now, obviously, obviously, I know, Todd, you have your own business, but you go to work. If you're working for a big corporation, you go there every day, and unfortunately, a lot of people now, they're just waiting to go home. They're not looking to do anything.
They call it quiet quitting here in the US.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, they can't really do anything to make a difference, and they can't put their own stamp on anything. And I imagine as a game developer growing up, you're thinking, I'm going to be doing this, and this. And when someone sat there and said, no, this is exactly what you've got to do right now, I think you might have a big trouble with that.
I think there's a lot of developers in the Bungie studio that still love to play this game and are still enthusiastic about it, but it may not be the people that make the decisions in the game. I'm speculating here. I'm not saying that is the case, but
that's totally. We have heard developers love it, and we have heard and this isn't just Bungie. A lot of companies, management's causing issues, and that's why I think management's only choice, they feel like, is to string along Destiny 2 and keep trying new things and something will solve it. But
Hopefully, yeah.
sometimes what happens then, instead of like, of course, they don't want to take a break and make a Destiny 3 because then there's nothing going on in the meantime. Maybe that'll happen if Marathon does well. But the only other option, though, because we're already on the trajectory, is okay, they don't want to make Destiny 3, but then the numbers get smaller and smaller, and then it just dies in a year or so, anyways. And then, like,
Yeah.
well, was that any better? No. So then they're like, oh shit, now we have to get, if Sony allows it, get some more money in the system so we can have something better.
Yeah, the pressure.
I think the only way to fix these now is like you have to kind of tie executive bonuses and the upper management. You have to tie their bonuses to player satisfaction.
That's
everything through profit, then that's kind of like becomes an issue. Obviously, I understand then the argument I'm making about the corporations making big money off of this. Obviously, then I understand if they're not getting a bonus due to how much money they're making, salary, Sony can then kind of bleed a bit more money into them, which I do understand would be a problem.
Yeah.
But I think at least the executives should be playing their own games, and they should be enjoying their own games. It should be something that they almost like live and breathe. They go home at night, they do a raid, they're enjoying it. They think, oh, and that's how you come up with new ideas. If you're completely avoiding and leaving work and forgetting about Destiny, then you're not creating these new ideas that you could.
That's a good point, man.
You're actually enjoying the game.
I mean, that's a good point. I'm sure Claire Obscura, I'm sure those 33 developers played their game and they love their game. I mean, it shows. The love in that game really shows. And let's keep in mind, it's not an 11-year-old game too. It's a brand new game. It's the newest, hottest thing out now. But yeah, the question is, how do you keep an 11-year-old game still feasible as a live service game? And there's a lot of things that come into play there. I know I saw in the YouTube chat, Stephen Owen mentioned that, how about a new stasis or strand super? I mean, we keep talking about this third darkness subclass that never came our way. We speculated that it might. And they keep bringing back new aspects and fragments for our light subclasses every so often. I think that would be definitely a good thing to add, because even though I'm not a huge fan of the stasis subclass, it would be nice to have some other twists and other things that we can try out in a build. But it can't just be a filler. It has to be something that's, might be powerful at first, that maybe they tune back down later. But that was a good point as well. The thing is, I think people need a ritual activity that they can jump in daily to improve their character. I mean, I'm speaking for myself, and yes, I'm probably a little biased here, but investment.
Yeah, think about what most people would want, because if you're bringing people back.
But I think I speak for a lot of players that still play this game today. Investment is what keeps people jumping back and playing. Or why would you spend time playing Destiny if it's not investing in the power of your character, or you want to build craft, or you want to get some higher power gear so you can have that stat that you want in your armor setup and your build crafting setup. But it has to be investment. It can't be just busy work. It has to be something meaningful that looks like it's going toward, investment in your character. I mean, if all right, this is the case that Portal is the daily login activity, they need to seriously improve the Portal experience. They need to have new monthly releases of content in the Portal, which may not be feasible. If this is the main hub that Bungie's new game direction needs to go, it has to be appealing, and players have to want to play it every week. Make any activity in the world power level. I don't know if you mentioned someone. I think you might have mentioned a minute ago, Zub. Make anything that this is from our feedback that we got from our question. Make anything that you do in the world give you +3s up to a certain power level. Then that's an investment. You're playing what you want to play in the game, and you know that your power level is going up just by playing it. I mean, you can't play any really old raids or anything right now and get anything that's going to help you in the game. And the tiered loot is a win for me. I really love the tiered loot, especially the tiered armor, and the armor set bonuses are a win for me too. I really love that aspect of the game. It really ties into how I'm build crafting and stuff as well. And it's just like having that whole other aspect, literally fragmented aspect, really having that whole other aspect that's built into your armor. That's always been really cool to me. if I want to go run patrols and farm Glimmer and kill those HVTs that pop up every 20 minutes, and I get a powerful engram from it, until I get to maybe 400 or 500. Let us be able to do that. What is this deal with leaving it at 200 and below? You're just cutting off your own hand there. I mean, just let people play what they want to play in the game, especially if stasis is the part of the game now that you can play other than going to Kepler. You have to open up the rest of the game that we have continued to play all these years. And if there's no reason to go back and play it and we're not getting any reward for it, then what's the use, all right, I'm going to stand on this. I'm going to stand on this mountain, and I'm not going to back down off of it, but they need to bring back weapon crafting. Instead of chasing the red borders, everybody hated chasing the red borders. And it's like, okay, once I got my red borders, I was done, right? I'm moving on to the next weapon. Have the gun level up based on how much you use the weapon. That would create all kinds of, quote, new content and fix the vault problem in one fell swoop. You only have to have one copy of the weapon. Think of all the vault space you're saving. Instead of me having 5 copies of the same weapon, even if they're at tier 5 and they just have different, RNG perks in that column that I need to use on 5 different setups, that's still wasting a lot of space. So if I have one craftable weapon that I can go to the table anytime and just swap out and rebuild depending on what I'm going to use it for, that's the way to go. But they need to use it where how Battlefield did in the old days is as you would use a weapon, you would unlock all these attachments on the guns. And I mean, the attachments went way down the road. You'd have FLIR scopes and all kinds of different holographic sights. You'd have all kinds of red dot sights, all kinds of different ways of putting your gun together that's comfortable for you to use. That's such a big aspect in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 that kept me playing for hours and hours and hours. And it's just so limited here with this RNG. I don't know what it is with Bungie. Why can't they just keep this weapon crafting in? Because let's just say you get the first set of goals for the weapon would be 100 kills. You get 100 kills. Now you can craft your barrel perk. And if you want to enhance it, you got to get 200 kills. Say you want to work on your mags next. Well, now you got to get 500 kills on the weapon. 500 kills, you can go back to the table. Now you can start putting on the different mag perks that you want. And if you want to enhance them, you got to go to 750 kills. This is the way you make weapon crafting, not this RNG. Oh, I got a red bar. I got my 5 red bars. Now I'm done. What else? Let's move on to the next weapon. No, that's not the way you want to do it. You want to do it like Call of Duty does, the way Battlefield does. The more kills you get on the weapon, you start unlocking different perks on the weapon, and then you can enhance them even further if you really want to go hardcore on that weapon. And if you want to level up other weapons from 10 to 400 plus, enough with this 9,000 unstable cores. What the hell? That's just making people definitely not want to play, because they don't want to have to dismantle a bunch of gear that they just got just to be able to afford to rank something up. I want to build my arsenal, but it would take me years with all the upgrades and armor and using all those unstable cores. But like I said, all I can say is I had investment when I crafted weapons. There was something I was working toward every week when I logged into Destiny. I'm going to work on getting my level up on my pulse rifle that I just crafted. Now I want to level it up. I would invest time every day. I'd have goals and something to do every day in the game. And it just doesn't seem like there's anything to do now since they've gotten rid of weapon crafting. Anyway, that's just a few ideas I have. I have a few more, but I want to make sure I give you guys time to speak here. I mean, Zuby, Kingsley, you got anything else to add as far as something they can do?
Well, I like your ideas. And actually, since we were going in the idea of being magical, then your ideas could come out before December also. However, I'm always a big proponent of like different people have different opinions on, do people like content more versus like repeatable things or investment stuff. But I'm not trying to say my thing is right, but in talking to more and more people, I feel like you'd get majority people back with content over investment. I really think content is more important than investment.
I think it depends on the player. I really do. I know you're more into content. I'm more into investment.
taking like polls, and you look at,
Yeah.
you ask all the people from the 300,000 that left down to like
Yeah.
our number now, and everyone I've talked to, they said, well, I'd come back if there was new content.
But here's the
So
thing,
like,
Kingsley.
you're wrong, but yeah, I think contents would bring more people back is all I'm saying, you know.
What I'm saying is we're on the same page here. Leveling up your weapons the way I just mentioned, that is content. That is content.
No, that's investment. That's what I meant. People want like new stuff to do. That's what I meant by content.
You're talking
That's
about like
what
new
gets
story, new environments and stuff. See, this is the reason why I think Bungie decided to make this marathon game, because it's so much less. I think it was Bleehy in the, he had some really good comments in the GDC feedback channel this week. He says, you know, the reason Bungie's going toward a marathon game is you don't have all these assets that you have to make for the game. You make the maps, you make the progression system, it's PvP. It's much easier to maintain a game like that than it is one where you're always having to produce more content. You're always having to produce more worlds and stuff. A good halfway point to both those areas is to have craftable weapons that are based on your kills and your history with the weapon. And then you can even go further. So many headshots mean you can get this special shader just for this gun. I mean, I've talked about this for ages, man. There's so many ways they can create content within the content just from doing that with weapon crafting. Or you could even possibly do something like that on armor, but they'd have to figure out how to work it that way. But weapons, at least. Weapon crafting, I think they abandoned it too quickly. Too many people started poo-pooing on it because it was all about the red bars. And, you know, there's nothing more to do. I got my five patterns. Now I'm done. No, it's not about the patterns. It's about getting everything unlocked on the gun. In order to do that, you have to use the gun. It's your personal gun. Anyway.
Remember, they did do that at the beginning, and people didn't like that either. And then that's
why
they started red borders.
I think they need to make every gun viable as well. I think at the minute, especially when I think to go back to Destiny, everyone's using the same gun. Everyone's kind of got the same or similar build. I feel like there should be a lot more variety. I know nowadays, obviously, everyone's in gaming as well. Everything is like straight down to the meta. Everyone's trying to find the most effective way to do anything, get the most damage on the bosses, etc. But I think if you had a little bit more variety, so maybe like you said, having that level up system, which is also very similar to, like I said, Call of Duty. At least there, but then you have to make each gun fun to use.
There's a reason Call of Duty sells 15 or whatever million games every year. There's a reason $15 million maybe or something like that every year is because these systems work. And people don't mind putting the work in to get their weapon up where they can be the most competitive. I have an Aisha's Care here. It's not craftable. And they did have it where you could literally level up the weapon to get enhanced perks on the combat perks that you got. But there was no way you could interchange those perks. It was such a waste of time because if you didn't get the perks you really wanted on the gun, why on earth would you want to level it up? It just becomes another copy of Aisha's Care that's stuck in my vault, you know? But if they had it where you can actually enhance and pick your barrel perks, then your magazine perks, then your combat perk 1 and combat perk 2, and then even your traits at the back end, then you can get into your camouflages that you want to use on it or whatever. You can even put your own personal tag or game, you know, you can make, Battlefield, you can make your own artwork. You can make your own symbols that you stamped on your gun. I mean, those are awesome ideas. Talk about player investment. But yeah, here's my point is if there's no investment in the game, then the content is never going to hold the game. It's never going to carry the game because people, we're Guardians, man. We grind through that stuff so quick. There's no way, even if they had a full 800 people working again at Bungie, there's no way they can keep up with the voracious appetite that we have as Guardians. That is a losing proposition. So including this investment part into the game, I just think would make a big difference.
The real question is, what do you mean by bringing people back? What number in your mind would be bringing people back?
I think, I think right now we're in the teens on Steam charts, you know, and that doesn't include
16,000.
That doesn't include consoles, of course. And, you know, consoles are going to have higher numbers than Steam. It's just a known fact. It's a console
Not as
game.
much these days, but it's still a little higher, yeah.
It is a little higher. So, I'm thinking probably 45,000 are what's playing right now, if you include all the consoles. I would say, 100,000 across all platforms would be acceptable. That's a good way. That's a game that lasts a long time.
Yeah, I don't see investment stuff bringing the numbers that high. You definitely need content to bring, because even like a lot of people that are playing the game, they're like, I got my tier 5 stuff. It was fun doing this investment thing, but now what do I do? There's no fun thing to run it in.
But see, if you had it where guns were that way, where you could craft your guns, think of how many guns they got in this game. You have unlimited time that you could pick and choose which gun you want to work on next. That's all I'm saying. That just seems...
Yeah, and a lot of people wouldn't like that, because remember, again, and you didn't respond to my comment, they had that system at the beginning of crafting, and not a lot of people liked it. They didn't want to spend time building up the guns. They're like, let us get the red border drops. And then that's why they changed it.
We as players are always going to take the path of least resistance to get what we want in the game, but...
Yeah,
exactly. Well, you say that, but then you say you want to invest, so which way is it?
No, I'm just saying that's the way a lot of players are. They just want to cheese through and do whatever they have to do.
That's why I think for a majority of people, content's way more important than the people that like to grind or whatever. But I could be wrong, but I'm feeling more and more confident with that opinion over time,
Go ahead, Zibby.
Yeah, I just think the idea of leveling up guns once, like you said, is very similar. You would just go and play Battlefield, no? I think if you used to do that kind of thing, it's a kind of grind, like, oh, I'm going to grind this weapon up, and it's going to take just as long as doing however many raids it takes to get the red borders, and it's still just going to go sit in my anyway. So that could be like one point that could.
On a PvP game, I could see that, because you want to be you want to be as competitive as possible. You want to be on the same level playing field as people, as other players that you're fighting against. And in a Battlefield and Call of Duty, for the most part, that's what you want to do usually. But even the new Battlefield game
has to have content. PvP doesn't, but PvE has to have content.
The thing is, though, is they work hand in hand. You have to have a system in place. Like, for instance, they're going to have this. They're going to have this syndicate system in Renegades where you have to work toward unlocking these abilities and these different tiers of abilities with the syndicates. Trying to, I guess it's rep or whatever they're going to call it. I don't know, but that's a system. That's a repeatable system that maybe is sometimes it's probably repetitive, but you're investing to get better where you can compete better in whatever activity that is. And Bungie needs that hook. They just don't have that hook anymore. Well, for one thing, you're right. They really don't have a lot of new content other than Kepler, but they have to have some kind of activities that players can invest in. And for the longest time, that was Crucible, because when there was dead time, when there was no content to play, everyone would flock to Crucible. And that was the ultimate end game, right? Because no game was really the same. And it was your brain against someone else's brain and trying to figure out and be strategic as possible. That's a system that people will play over and over again. And it doesn't have to be new content. Now, granted, they haven't had any new maps, and I think the biggest deterrent right now in Destiny 2 is the cheaters. I'm seeing a lot more cheaters in the game now who just don't give an F. They just don't care, and they're not. These aren't the people that Bungie needs to appeal to. They need to appeal to players that are getting dumped on by these cheaters. That's what you got to do. But Bungie needs that PvE activity that is like Crucible that people want to play. My buddy Jeff plays Crucible every Thursday nonstop. He comes to it and plays it he didn't even run the Final Shape campaign. He haven't even played a lot of the PvE stuff. He just wants to jump in and play the Crucible events every week. And that's a repeatable activity that feels like investment and you're having fun. But another point I had was when it comes to things they can do to kind of turn things around. The weekly hub that they have, where you have the reward track and you get the bright dust every day, and then you get the big bright dust and weekly XP and stuff for that. That is a win in my book, because I'm doing that on all 3 of my accounts every week without fail. So they've got my time investment in that activity because I'm getting a reward for it. I'm investing in my reward track, which unlocks even more stuff throughout the season. And at the same time, I'm getting loot. I'm getting resources. I'm getting actual loot from these high level Engrams that are higher power. So it's going to help, power up my gear. That's a seasonal activity that's working right now. The event tab, I think, again, is a win. The Solstice, the Arms Week, for the most part, Iron Banner, all were good. Heavy Metal, this new territories, not so good. Heavy Metal, to me, I played it 1 or 2 times and I was bored out of my mind. And New Territories was not solo friendly, so it wasn't applicable to everybody. You had to play with a fire team if you wanted to have fun doing it. I think the event tab is definitely something they can do. One thing between now and Renegades, and they mentioned it a little bit in their, they did briefly, I saw it somewhere and I cannot find it now, but they had some kind of, it was leaked. There was some kind of timeline of what they planned on releasing from now until Renegades comes out. I think if they had an event at least every 2 weeks, we had some kind of event going on, whether it's Festival of the Lost, whether it's another Arms Week, or whether it's an Iron Banner, every 2 weeks at least have some kind of event tab, some kind of event going on. That would bring back more people, I think, as well, because those events are fun to play and you're getting good quality. You're getting rewards for playing it. So there's only one other thing I want to mention here, and it's what some people mentioned in our question of the week. And the other alternative is to bring back Destiny 1. Bring back the Destiny 1 game, put it on PC, put it on the high level consoles where we can play it in 4K and 60 to 120 frames. You know, play the old stories, play everything repeatable. I'm not saying everyone would want to do that, but that is really the ultimate way to get players into the game, is to start with Destiny 1. The problem is they have to go play Destiny 1 right now. It's in 30 frames. 1080, 30 frames. And for a lot of people like me, it gets me dizzy playing a 30 frame game that I'm used to playing 60 to 120 frames on. So the last thing they could possibly do, and this is something that'll take more time, is just to make that Destiny.
Oh, no, remember, it's magical, you said.
Okay.
It could happen tomorrow.
That's true. Make a Destiny Online world. Well, World of Warcraft did it. How long has that game been running? Now, granted, I know it's not like peak numbers either, but they have a steady level of people that play that game all the time, and that game's been out for 20 years plus, so it can be done. But I want to jump back to Venus. I want to run back the original story that started it all out. And while they're at it, how about bringing back that old Bright Dust system? If there's something we get from the Eververse or an Ingram drop that we don't like, let us be able to dismantle it and refund our Bright Dust for it, so we can invest it in something we do want to get. It's the exact system they're using for Unstable Cores right now, so I know it can be done. I just don't know if they're just so worried about people not buying their gear, their silver-based stuff in the store or not. But that's all I got. I've thrown everything out there that I can think of.
Well, obviously it has to be both. When I say content, it doesn't mean we shouldn't have investment stuff, but you mentioned content things too, Destiny 1, and then also even I like the idea of having an event every 2 weeks, because that's kind of like content also.
The events are a win.
Especially if the event has a good activity, not just no activity where you're just doing anything.
Right.
I mean, you gotta allow the event to be leveled up in any activity, of course. I'm not saying that, but also have a cool activity that's coming out every 2 weeks. That would be amazing. If there's a pretty cool, doesn't always have to be brand new, but imagine if we had some pretty cool variation or new activity every couple weeks with some event, that would bring people back. It still wouldn't bring people back as much as like a Destiny 1 or Destiny 3, but it would definitely bring people back. Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely see the desperation. I think I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but as soon as Destiny started doing the crossover, I think it was Twitch, and they've obviously done like a few things with Fortnite as well. I think everyone has a skin. I think that just shows like real signs of desperation to start to pull people back, and now having a whole like new expansion based around another product kind of shows to me that they really are like clutching at straws at this moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know how long that's been in the works, but that's a hell of a partnership deal with Lucas Studios. We'll see how it's implemented, I guess, in a couple months. Go ahead, Kingsley.
Yeah, remember this bounty system's only going to be within the new stuff, just like Edge of Fate. And like I mentioned, mark my words, on a couple episodes back, I kind of saw how that worked in other Star Wars games. It may not be as magical as we're thinking. It'll just be within the expansion area, and once you do it, it's done. But hopefully it's better than what I've seen in other Star Wars type games. So
it looked promising in the Vidoc, but like you said last week, Kingsley, Vidoc doesn't mean it's going to be a good game.
No, you can't. You should know better by now too.
They're good at promoting.
Go off of the Vidoc, The way the bounty system works in Outlaws is you have to pick one group at a time, and the problem is if you want to get all the weapons in all the groups,
Right.
a lot of people are gonna find this annoying. Once you pick the next group to get another weapon, well, the original group goes way down then, and then you're like, well, duh, that's how factions work when you join one versus the other. But it's like a lot of people won't like that, where it's like you kind of have to like lose rep in one when you go to the next one to get the other weapons. So
yeah, and the thing is, another thing too is I'm realizing with this question of the week, everybody wants different things from this game, and I don't know. Somehow they have to land something in a happy medium where everyone has at least some amount of fun in what they do, whether it's investment or whether it's new content or both or what. But Zub, did you have any other?
Just look at other games like Borderlands 4, Halo 10, whatever. It's like we should have had a Destiny 3 by now because there's precedence. Other games have done that. I mean, I don't know.
You're preaching to the choir here. I totally get that. But someone long ago said no. Someone long ago said no. Well, I mean, if they're not coming out with a Destiny 3, then they need to come out with a Destiny Online and just pull the plug, just to get it over with. Just jump in. Start working on it.
Both of these things are not going to happen unless they get more employees or studio. I even admit Destiny 3 is not going to happen in the current state. There's no way it's happening. So
yeah, and the tiered system is a big win. And unfortunately, I think that was what would take the most time, is the fact that they would have to transfer all the old assets into this tiered system. That could be a problem. That could take time as well. So Zuby, do you have anything else in your notes? Anything else you wanted to mention, man? I'm going to cut you off.
I just think like my main point is just that the leadership needs to remember what it's like to love a game and not just like be the owner of a game. I think until that happens, nothing else will change. I know it's a long process. So I don't think there's a quick fix.
Yeah,
but I just don't think like passion can't survive in a company that's run by profits. Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
Once the soul's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, Zuby, thanks for that comment on. And I was going to say earlier, but since you repeated on that, I totally agree. There's a interesting story about back in the day when Microsoft was making phones. Remember, it was for a bit. There was like three. There was Apple, Android, and Microsoft. And
I remember the Windows phones.
Microsoft execs and employees weren't even using their own phones. And a Microsoft high up person's like, they saw people were still using like iPhones mostly. They're like, wait, why are we making phones if no one in the leadership wants to use them? It's a bad product. We should stop doing that.
My God. I remember the Windows phones. I wanted to try them, but I was too much in the Apple world. Yeah. They had already got me in the Apple world. So yeah, the execs weren't even using them. Jeez, that's crazy, man. Wow. Not much faith in their product. Oh, well, that's a good conversation, guys. I'm glad we came up with it this week. I know there's been a lot of hubbub in the community about, what are we going to do? We're in panic mode, and I figured, let's just talk about that this week. So, Zoop, thanks for your input, man. Those are all very good comments. And I think it kind of cuts to the bone what's really going on here. So just how many of those employees still love this game and still want to make a great game? That's the question. So, all right, we got some questions here from our community, and we'll do that right after this. Awesome. Yeah, we just got a few questions. This will be really quick. We had some in the Discord that I wanted to ask. And let me check the... I think
we see one, unless you've deleted some other stuff.
No, there are a couple here. I think there are 3 of them here.
Well, then you must have deleted it. Let me see.
I didn't delete it.
Let me go back. Let me check again on a different... Let me refresh here. Yeah, I only see 1 question under Destiny questions, and then I see 0 under non-Destiny questions.
Oh, yeah. No, these were in the chat.
Sorry.
Do you have the one? Are you looking at the one question we had in the questions? Do you want to ask it?
Well, that's what I thought you were talking about. Sorry, I didn't know.
What was that question anyway? Just so I know.
It was, are you all excited to get lightsabers?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just go to you on that, Kingsley, and then I'll ask the ones that I've been asking chat here. If you guys have questions, now's the time. Throw them in chat, and we'll go through them. All right, here we go. 3, 2. All right, boys and girls, it's that time of our show. This is more of the final segments of our show. We get our questions from you guys. And we have one question in our podcast questions channel in the Discord. Kingsley, what is that question exactly?
Yeah, Destiny question we have from the Doctor 3314. He says, "Are y'all excited to get lightsabers as I am?" And we can always start with Zuby if you want to go first.
Yeah, Zub.
Yeah, for sure.
You be swinging the lightsabers?
Fun not to have one, right? Yeah, yeah, always swinging it. Yeah, for sure. But no, yes, it's always fun, right? Any game. I remember playing Star Wars Force Unleashed. If you guys.
Oh, nice.
Great game, and yeah, it's always fun to have a lightsaber in your hand, as long as you can do like flips. Like I think that's what's going to be the selling point is the movement that you're going to have when you have the lightsaber in your hand.
Yeah, I think they said you can upgrade the skills on them and the looks of them, even the colors of them. I think so. That's
and the handles and everything. Like when you go to Universal, you can build your own lightsaber.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. So there you go. You can have your level up and upgrades.
There you go. At least start there. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, of course I'm excited. I mean, it's Star Wars, anything Star Wars. I mean, I'm still wearing a lot of my Star Wars gear. Heck, I had my General Grievous gear on my Hunter last week showing my builds off. So, yeah, absolutely. I'm excited, especially if they make it where it's customizable, like Zub said. So what do you think, King? So you can be swinging that?
I'm not as excited. I'm kind of worried. Like, I feel like Destiny's losing part of its identity, and we're grasping at straws here. They're almost like desperate. I'm not saying they can't do a good job of it, but like lightsabers as a gun now, like we're kind of stretching here. So I think it belongs more in a true Star Wars game, not so much in Destiny. Sorry.
No, I get it. We had a few questions.
I'm not saying I think it'll be bad. I have faith that they can at least do an okay.
It's gonna be like a sword. It's gonna be like a sword, just a laser sword's all it is. So it'll still have the same actions like we do on a lot of swords. We had some questions in chat here for Zuby. Dr. Hioka, question for Zuby. What was it like to meet the enigmatic Hades in person?
I would have to say the only word you can use is magical. I mean, you've experienced the exact same thing.
I love the guy. The guy's
you're never going to meet anyone quite like him. Genuinely.
This is the kind of guy Doc is. He actually messaged Hades, and Hades was on his motorbike, and he actually came early before we went to the meetup and met myself, my wife, and Dr. Hioka at that service area where all the sweets and candies and stuff. Oh my God, that place. That's something I miss. And I turned around and there he was. I was like, dang, you're taller than I thought too. I always thought he was a smaller guy, but no. Hades is like 6'4", I think.
Big handsome fellow.
Man, what are you feeding you guys over there? Jeez Louise, man. But yeah, I was very surprised. Just a good dude, that's for sure. Let's see. Question from Hades. What's your favorite car you've worked on? Also one you've loved to work on, including classic cars.
I actually like Hades. I'm a big fan of classic cars. I think I see too many nowadays of the problems that come with the new electric hybrid, whatever you want to call it, engines. But I worked on a Ferrari SF90 XX. I don't know if you guys know that car, but if you want to look it up, that is a pretty cool car.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually going off to Ferrari on Monday for another job, but that'll be cool.
Nice, man. What a cool job. It's an awesome job.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun.
You have a favorite car, Kingsley?
No.
Oh, okay.
When I was a kid in high school, Acura NSX.
Oh, yes. I've driven one.
Pretty cool.
Fun little car.
But the high-end Acura, the fancy Acura NSX.
Yes.
But I don't really care much about cars.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, I see them so much. You slowly become immune to it almost.
Yeah.
I had fun in that little Mercedes coupe that I rented. It was a lot of fun. I couldn't even find the shift handle. It's like, where's drive? Where's park? And I looked everywhere, and I'm looking at the knob on the center console,
right?
Yeah, it's where the windshield wiper lever is. You never see that in an American car, never. So yeah, it was.
Oh, you do.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I showed you.
Do they really?
The truck that had a shifter right there.
Really?
I promise. They were automatic shifters, though. They weren't manual shifters.
No. I'm not talking about column shift or paddle. It had paddle shifters in it too. I couldn't find where I could put it in drive. Like put it in drive.
Well, okay, I know, but I'm just saying there have been trucks, older automatic trucks that you shifted on the steering wheel.
Oh, in the column, yeah, of course, yeah. But this was like an electron. Everything's electronic in these Mercedes now, man.
Well, okay, now you clarified. Okay,
it's like playing a video game,
like an indicator. Yeah, almost like an indicator.
Yeah. It literally was like exactly. It was like a turn signal. I never even knew to look there. And you know how you put it in park? there's a button on the end. You press that button and it's in park. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I don't know. Anyway, question for, also, Rolfie had a question for me. Question for Gator. What's the one food you've missed since being in the UK? Man, I love meat pies. I love the fact that you guys put all your meats and veggies in a pie, like a pot pie here. It's just not very popular here. Everything is splayed out open on a plate at dinner now. It's very, I mean, I'm sure if you looked hard enough, you could find it, but pastry pie, you know, meat pastries, pies and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff over there. And, yeah, I love that kind of food. I miss that the most. Every time I go there, I'm usually looking for it quick. Question for Zoob. This is from, the name is Roy Corduroy. Question for Zoob. What are you playing at the moment other than My Feelings?
Oh, well, to be honest, when I first started playing, I started playing Skyrim again.
Oh, okay.
Which was a lot of fun. And then I went to, I kind of just revisited a few of the games that I had been maybe neglecting, and had played like a while back and just still really enjoyed, but just for some reason kind of stopped playing. I went into Rocket League as well. I don't know if you guys have played Rocket League.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I know of it, definitely.
Big fan of it. And now recently, to be honest, I've been playing New World because there's a new season coming out and they've brought out a whole new expansion that's coming in on Tuesday. So I've been doing a little bit of prep there.
Nice.
Not played too much, but yeah, that's looking forward to playing that.
Awesome. Oh, we got Willem Scream in the chat. Evening crew, just want to drop in and say hi. Thanks, Willem Scream. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Okay, we have, I think, any other questions here? Just double check and make sure I don't forget anybody. No, I think that's it. I think that's all the questions we have. Do we have one in the, let me see, just double check and make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Nope. That is it. That is all our questions for today. All right, good. Good. That makes it nice. Nice, quick show. One more thing we need to do. And Elmer Fudd, play that music, sir. He plays the Guardian Downcast playlist song. All right, here we go. All right, the final segment of our show, we like to, pick a song for our award-winning Guardian Downcast show playlist. It's a little sample of what myself and our guests like to listen to. We invite you guys to listen to it as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify, and we do have the link for Apple Music as well if you're an Apple guy or girl. The links are down in our show notes down below if you're a listener. We now have 1,251 songs representing all of us and all of our past guests since July of 2019 when we started doing it and actually started this show. So I'll start with you, Zoob. What are you picking for tonight and why, sir?
So I picked a song. I even spoke to you earlier. I'm not sure that it fits with the narrative of the playlist, but it's something that I enjoy. It's called Shower Man by Paul Stevenson and Bex Blue. So Bex Blue is he's a producer. And he takes a lot of the old grime music that I used to listen to when I was younger from East London or North London as well. And he doesn't remix them in terms of the lyrics, but he just puts more of a jazzy. It's hard to describe.
It starts off jazzy
hip hop. Yeah. It's like old school hip hop mixed with some real drum and bass almost beats. But yeah, it's fantastic. I enjoyed it, and I sent it into the group before. And I know Heyoka was a big fan, so maybe if someone gives it a listen, they might be intrigued into maybe something that's not as heavy as something that I would usually listen to, a bit softer.
I liked it. I thought it was definitely different. My son is into all kinds of rap music as well, and especially fast, real fast rap. Rion, I didn't forget you, man. I got you here. Rion forgot to ask his question from last segment. He says, question for Zuby, is it Zuby Dooby or Ooby Dooby? Zuby Dooby Kaboobier? Kaboobier.
I think it's the last one, yeah. Zuby Dooby Kaboobier.
Kaboobier. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, the song I mentioned, I listed tonight. Actually, Mr. Heyoka mentioned this to me, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I've done that song for a long time. It's a very popular song in America, and apparently he had just, maybe he just found out about it or what, but I chose it's a real popular song from an American rock band. They started in 2005. They're from Philly, from the Philadelphia area. I checked our playlists, and no, we don't have this band in our list. So I'm adding Under Pressure from their 2014 album Lost in a Dream. It's the band War on Drugs. So I checked them out. These guys have a very distinctive sound. Kind of sets them apart from other rock gigs out there. So check that out. All right, guys, that is our show. I appreciate everyone for hanging out with us today. A daytime show. It's definitely surreal. That's for sure. It didn't help that I was up till late last night, with the sangria and stuff, but, yeah, I had a good time today, guys. I appreciate you, Zoo, for reaching out, man. I'm glad we're able to make this happen, man. We actually get to stream live to our UK membership out there, and, it's kind of cool seeing some new faces in chat today. So, thanks, brother, for coming on today. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or anything like that?
No, just shout out to everyone over at Proto's End.
Oh yeah, and I got the
fantastic group of, what? Great group of guys and girls over there.
I'll just raise the desk. You guys will see it.
You're getting smaller.
Nah, I'm just raising the desk. I have a standing desk. No, I put it out front today. You can't. It's still not there. What the heck?
I can see.
Can you see it? Right there. There's the Crota. The Crota's Pub. You guys, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You guys gave me that when I was visiting there. I haven't planned a place to hang it yet. This is where I kind of wanted. I want it right there where I'm streaming and stuff. So, yeah, it makes good. So, yeah, I had a great time tonight or today. It's tonight for you guys, but I love having these live shows. I love being able to talk to our chat and just interact with them and just have a good time. A Gator gets forgiven for repping the pub in both the sign and t-shirt. Oh, well, I got to wear my Gator Goes to the UK t-shirt, man. I mean, I love this t-shirt. My daughter designed this. I love this design. But yeah, it's been a great show today. Remember, guys, to check out our Discord if you haven't already. It's discord.gg/guardingdowncast. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, give us a follow, give us a thumbs up, and sub to the channel if you want to hear more from us when it comes to Destiny podcast and possibly other types of videos and stuff out there around the Destiny verse. So again, thank you to Zuby. Thank you, sir, for coming on today. Thank you, Mr. Kingsley Mac, as usual. And happy belated birthday. And I will see you. Yeah. I will see you guys in the Discord later, Guardians.
Have a good one.
There, you timed it right that time. Perfect.